Are we good to go? I believe we are good to go. So, yep. Oh god, it has been the most I streamed in quite a while. Just because I haven't been busy after work with more work, so I can actually stream again on a regular basis. And I'm also in the mood to do so as well. I might have to get up to get some food at some point. Actually, no, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick after we get started here. But I used all my free pull currency and only got one of the banner units. I only got one of them. I only got Gregor, but that should be enough because I have a bunch of other banner units I'm good for. So I have, was it Heisho Pack Sea Branch, which is I guess snakes. But yeah, so I have Snake Gregor, and I also have the other ones. What I have here, the Mal Branch, which is I think Rat. So I have what is it? So I have both of these. So I have these were both. I think these are both like event units, but still. So we have all this. So we have a good. We're going to be using a rupture team for our run through of Honglu's Canto. I don't know how. I'm gonna guess it ends at chapter 18, like most of the Cantos do. So we'll get started on that right now. So yep, this surrender witnessing. So let's get into it. Where's this? Okay. Homeward bound. I'm gonna go grab my drink real quick while this plays. Also, I do want to talk a little bit about the fact that I started reading Dream of the Red Chamber and I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. All right, we're in. Get in. Back, and I have I down my water, so we're all good to go now, I believe. Let's go back in here. So we're already starting off with combat at level 45. Okay, I think it was a bit overkill, but whatever. A little bit overkill, but we'll manage. So okay, so good selection. Yes, and so we want to bring the.
어디서? 뱀기업.
잘 들어. 나 훌륭한 미끼 될 수 있어.
And then yep.
잘 들어왔네.
There we go. We're gonna bring these guys. These are all rupture units. So this is a good rupture team that we're working with. Also, yeah, we're working with Gregor as our first rupture unit.
우수수 하늘 가득 흩날릴 때 빛깔 잃고 향기 멎은들 그 누가 슬퍼하나 꽃 갈퀴 손에 들고 뜰을 나섰건만 떨어진 꽃잎 밟을까 서성거리네. 그러니까 결국 이 풍진 세상 눈을 감지 않는다면 벗어날 도리가 없겠지.
보가 얼마나
Okay, what the fuck?
괜찮은 여정이었느냐.
Jamu. Little about you must have walked into a tirelessly on your journey. So this is Grandma. The hierarch of Hongyan. Okay, yeah, so this is Grandma. This is I was gonna say Honglu's grandma, but no, his name is Jabayu. His name is Jabayu. reason I know that is, besides the fact that they actually said his name in the thing, is that the actual main character of Hong Lu Meng is Zhao Baiyu. And considering Hong Lu is supposed to be that, I assume that is supposed to be his name. There's also... It's really hard to... I gotta say, I have no idea what direction they're going to take this in, because every single other story that Limbus Company that Project Moon adapts for Limbus Company, every single one of them is pretty straightforward. They're fucking stories. They have like a very basic structure and follow that structure to pretty well. The only exception to that I think we've seen so far is Demian, the life of Emile Sinclair. But Emile Sinclair is with that one, Hermann Hesse is very, very esoteric with his writing. I've tried to read Siddhartha before. It is difficult and it put me to sleep. The other ones are pretty clear, straightforward, clear cut. You know what's gonna happen. Things make sense. Trying to think of the other ones. Like Faust, maybe not so much, but that's a different beast entirely. Dream of the Red Chamber is a fucking soap opera. Like, there are 400 characters. 50 of them are like the main players of whatever's going on in Dream of the Red Chamber. And it is just like loaded with just details upon details of all these people and like everything that they're doing to try to tell the story of the fall of the dynasty. Like, okay, the basic plot of Dream of the Red Chamber is that Lin Daiyu, I think her name is, I forget what her name, and Zhao Baiyu are basically it is sort of a forbidden romance of some kind. That's the basic plot. And among that happening, there's a whole bunch of other stuff happening. Like, because it is a dynastic tale of like basically the fall of a family. But the main crux of the story is this love triangle between Zhao Baiyu and I forget what the other two love interests names are, but it's a love triangle story. That's the main focus of it, but then everything else happens around that, and they're just kind of like, you're following them as they witness all this stuff, I believe. It's hard to describe. That I'm also very early into the book. The book is huge, by the way. The book is 120 chapters and about 2,000 pages. It's big. So I had to read all of it, but now that this is out, I will have incentive to do so. So I have a feeling that because of the really hard to follow nature of Dream of the Red Chamber, that they're mostly going to go off on their own and not try to recreate the story within the game like they've done with previous Cantos. Like with Ishmael's Canto, they pretty much just did like bit for bit a sort of retelling of they've done retellings of most of the Cantos. The only one they really didn't do is Gregor. Gregor wasn't really a retelling. Rogia was a retelling, even though he did describe some of the events of it somewhat similarly. Demian definitely wasn't because of the nature of that book, but the ones where they could follow was basically a retelling. It's the same thing. Was it? Trying to think of what they did. It's hard to remember some of those ones. Moby Dick with Ishmael's chapter, it's pretty much a retelling of it, like, you know, with a different outcome. Wuthering Heights is basically just the fucking book. It's as close to the book as you can get with a saying like this. And then Don Quixote is also sort of like kind of like the ending of Don Quixote the book, where they focus more on like kind of the impact that a character like Don Quixote has on the world around him, whereas the book didn't really focus on that, but it still followed a lot of like what the book did in terms of like Don Quixote and Sancho's adventures. This one, they can't really do that because it's so dense. There are so many characters and there's a lot happening. So what I feel like they're going to be doing is they're going to mostly be talking about the fall of the Jia family. That's just my speculation. They're going to talk about the fall of the Jia family, and at some point, Hong Lu is just going to be an observer in all this, because the whole book is also based around Buddhist philosophy to some degree. And he's just going to be like an observer in all this, and I guess come to some sort of revelation about this. Because the one thing that I did pick up on, and from like reading a bit more into it, is Hong Lu's main skill, his ego, the Land of Illusions, and what that actually means. The Land of Illusions is sort of a way to refer, in Buddhist teachings, a way to refer to the real world. Because the Land of Illusions is basically the land of temptation. The Land of Illusions is the land of the corporeal, where everything that is real is not real. The actual real thing is the unreal things, the intangible that you cannot see, that lie beyond your grasp. And the whole point of this sort of philosophy is to recognize that the unreal is the real and to strive to make that unreality your reality. Basically, don't be tempted by worldly possessions and worldly affairs. Just follow on the path of following the path of your teachings of the Buddhism or whatever. It's a very weird thing, but still, that's what the Land of Illusions actually is. So the fact that is Hong Lu's main skill, let us journey to the Land of Illusions is what he says, is basically saying like he has sort of given up on like high and mighty ideals of whatever it is he was going to do, and is now focused on the corporeal and the world around him. When he was initially exiled by his family in order to, I guess, seek immortality. That's also a guess of what's been going on, that Hong Lu was originally one of the heirs to the Jia family that was sent out by the patriarch in order to seek immortality and I guess restore their family. Because I believe their I'm not sure if the Jia family is in charge of the Hongyang bolus. It might be. I forget that specific detail about who created the bolus, but the bolus is also like a tool of metamorphosis where it restores and transforms your body, making you stronger at the cost of your sanity. As long as your mind is intact, you can evolve and become more than you were. That is what the main singularity of H-core is this this thing called the bolus, which I guess is sort of like an injection therapy where it will basically recreate you at the cost of your sanity. But I'm going on a bit too much. I'm rambling a little bit too much about what's going on here, so I'm just going to go on here. Yep.
험난하진 않았어요. 하루하루가 매일 신기하고 새로운 나날이었으니까요. 할머니?
대체 뭐라고 이야기를 나누고 있는 거예요? 식탁이 너무 넓어서 말소리도 잘 들리질 않고. 애초에 이걸 식탁이라고 부르는 게 맞나요?
I can't even see it.
저기까지.
I mean, yeah, again, this is very much a Chinese dynastic thing. This giant ass table. That's basically what this shit is.
어딘가 불편하신 점이라도 있으신가요? 혹여 소인이 도울 일은
불편? 당연히 밥 먹는데 성가시게 왔다 갔다 하는 게 제일 불편.
아니에요. 불편한 거 하나도 없어요.
Only Sinclair knows the decorum of this place.
보호가 친구분들을 소개시켜주겠니?
Lady Wang. I don't think I met her in the book yet, but I'm gonna guess she was Bao Yu's adopted mother. I actually, again, I had to go further in the book because I've only just started. But yeah, there's just a lot of characters and a lot of things going on.
나 참 남의 부모님을 만났을 때는 어떻게 돼야 할지 영 어색해가지고. 시선은 어딜 둬야지? 이 정도로 웃으면 되나? 아니 너무 경박해 보이지는.
그럴 필요까지는 없어요. 내 집이다 여기시고 편하게 있으세요.
아싸, 땡큐. 라고 하기에
Wait, what?
집이 넓어도 너무 넓어서 편할 수가 없는데 말이지. 이러다간 물 한 잔 마시러 가다가 미아가 되어버리겠어.
I was like, where were we playing that shit? Give me a second. Where's the logs?
아싸, 땡큐.
Okay, yeah, she just says it in English.
그건 걱정 마세요. 안 그래도 미아보호소 시설이 방 곳곳에 있거든요. 시종분들이 달에 한 번 방문해서 길 잃은 분들을 구조해 주신답니다.
What?
그때까지 살아계시면
Okay, so if you get lost, there are shelters within the manor, and once a month you'll be checked up on to see if you're still alive.
홍루 씨, 지금까지 들은 것 중 제일 웃긴 농담이었어요.
Okay, Sinclair. I don't think Hong Lu is joking. Hong Lu is a very serious individual. Like, as easygoing as he is a very serious individual. I don't think he's joking.
웃기려고 한 말은 아니지만 덕택에 재밌으셨다면 다행.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't joking. But yeah, that's just fucking ridiculous. Like, his house must be the size of a, like, I don't know how big must his house be for that to happen?
그런데 홍루군, 다른 형제들은 어디에 있는가? 그대의 환영식이라고 들었는데 말이오.
This would be a welcome part. No. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hong Lu is very far removed from the rest of the family.
내 환영식이기도 하거든.
So Jishin.
그리고 얼굴만 봐도 인상 구겨지는 놈들을 보아서 뭐래? 같은 식탁에 앉아본 것만 해도 거진 10년 전이야. 그리고 말 걸지 마. 아까 내가 한 말 잊었어? 난 이제 너희들과는 완전히 등을 돌린 사이라.
There's nothing between us anymore. We were enemies. Oh yeah, because the LCA is backing Hong Lu in this, and she's still pissed about that. Forgot about that shit. Let's get going.
우리가 먼저 말을 걸었나?
Did we initiate the conversation? No, we didn't. We didn't. She's still just mad that the LCA decided to back Hong Lu for the I guess it would be like the specific event or whatever. There's something involving I don't know if it's a tournament or something like that, but basically they're backing him for the right of house leader.
저는 우리 포기가.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they're going to keep referring to, yeah, because we don't know his name is Zhao Baiyu, but I don't know if they're going to keep referring to as Hong Lu, at least among the sinners.
이렇게 제 몫을 하는 사내가 되어 무탈한 모습으로 돌아오니 그것만으로도 더 이상 바랄 게 없습니다.
I mean, he's died several times, but
보가 재촉할 생각은 없지만 다음 출가 날짜는 언제니?
what? When are you leaving?
정해진 건 없어요, 어머니.
그렇구나. 나는 그저 이곳에 계속 머물러 있다가는 네 소임을 다하지 못하고
Oh, so she's worried that he'll get. Oh yeah, he's worried he's gonna get killed while he's here. I mean, permanently killed. He's probably been killed before. Like aside from being with us, he's probably been killed before and then resurrected using the bolus.
가모님도 그렇게 생각하지 않으십니까?
Jamu.
그래.
Oh, that's the hierarch. The hierarch of Hongyan. Okay. Oh yeah. No. So yeah, his family is the head of the wing.
우리의 둘도 없는 진귀한 보물. 이 속세에 남아있지 말고 때가 되면 다시 떠나 그 가치를 다하거라.
Okay.
그럴게요, 할머니.
Throughout the entire familiar discussion, Hong Lu's expression remained the same, in that tranquil, perpetual smile. Despite his return after years of wandering, being met with the family's obvious push to make him leave as soon as possible, he stands unaffected, as though he were expecting this gaudy yet hollow welcome. With his attitude being so passive, I also had no choice but to watch as a bystander. They can't even understand you, Dante! A few, okay, so now we're actually getting back to like how we got to the house to begin with. Good.
이제 곧 가마가 오겠군요.
Oh, we're gonna take a palanquin? Nice.
가마! 우와, 여기는 무슨 가마를 타고 다니나 보네. 그치 그래?
그래 소두 씨. 우리가 그 가마라는 것을 타고 가는 거지? 그렇지?
Oh, wait, did he actually pronounce it right? The usual comedy pairs and its desperate efforts to lighten the mood are particularly appreciated, as tragically ineffective as they seem to be.
여러분들과 가시춘 씨는 H사의 주요 가문의 일원이 거주하는 대관원으로
Oh my god. Daguanyuan. Okay, so they actually have to translate what the fuck they're saying here into super text. So let's see. The LCB and Jashishun will be heading to Daguanyan, where one of the most prominent families of H Core reside, which is the Grandview Garden. That's what it's called. Okay. A family hierarchy war.
아니요. 그쪽에서는 아직 모르는 사항일 겁니다. 회사도 정보 유출을 막기 위해 방금 저희에게 이 사항을 전달했을 테니까요. 그저 귀향한 홍루 씨와 가시춘 씨를 환대하기 위해 보낸 것일 테죠. 그런 만큼 가마를 타고 갈 수 있는 건 초대를 받은 여기 홍루 씨와 가시춘 씨 그리고 그들을 따르는 세력들 뿐.
Only the invited and their factions could ride the palanquin in Daguanyan.
LCCB 팀과 베르길리우스 씨, 카론 씨는 함께할 수 없죠. 안타깝게도.
So yeah. So Virgilius and Caron and of course Sade will not be able to accompany them. Or it's Pierre is the dude that was with her?
아쉽네요. 같이 갔으면 좋았을 텐데요.
Yep.
항상 이런 식이지. 우리 집 어른들은 여기 있는 사람들 다 재워도 티도 안 날 만큼 넓으면서.
Humongous park of a house. Now that he knows the difference. Yeah, apparently their house is huge.
어머나, 그 말은 좀 감동인걸요? 가시춘 씨도 저희와 헤어지기 아쉬우셨나 봐요. 방금 전에 시원하게 내 뒤통수를 후려쳐놓고 말하는 꼬락서니가 얄밉네.
Well, backstabbing.
애초에 가주대전에 참가한다는 게 무슨 뜻인지 다 알고 승낙한 거.
No, we don't. This is the first time we've been here.
우리가 가주심사라는 버젓한 명칭을 두고 왜 대전이라고 말하고 다니는 거라 생각하는 거야?
An evaluation. Okay, it's fighting. It's combat.
언제든지 목숨이 노려지는 곳으로 들어가는 거라고.
It's a battle royale.
나를 포함해서. 객잔의 일을 벌써 잊었어? 그때는 웨이가 네 목숨줄을 지켜줬지만 이젠 밤중에 직접 목숨줄을 끊는 암자로 찾아갈 수 있다는 거야.
Yeah, we're not gonna be fighting. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fighting Wei just because he's there, but it's gonna be like maybe the end boss.
미리 유감이라는 말씀을 드리는 편이 좋겠습니다. 당신들에게는 칼끝을 겨누고 싶지는 않았습니다만.
Wade looked at us with an unfamiliar and cold, intense glare.
그건 우리도였는데 마음이 통했네요.
Yeah, Sinclair does not. Sinclair is very much afraid to die on all this shit every time.
너희도 언제든지 나를 찌를 수 있다는 뜻이기도 해.
Yeah, we don't really want to though.
그럴 생각은 절대.
Jashishin ignored Sinclair's anxious pleas and looked straight toward Honglu.
마음을 바꿀 마지막 기회일 수도 있어, 오빠. 나는 마냥 가벼운 마음으로 내 세력에 들어오라고 제안한 게 아니야. 하물며 가주대전은 그렇게 쉽게 한다만다를 결정할 수 있는 문제는 절대.
I mean, he doesn't want to do it.
네가 그렇게 살아왔듯이 시춘, 나 역시도 어렸을 때부터 가주대전에 대한 이야기를 수도 없이 들으면서 살아왔잖니. 그러니 우리가 느끼고 있는 무게감은 같을 거야.
그래. 여리게 남아 이어져 왔던 협력 관계는
Yeah, but
뭐 상관없어. 필요에 의한 잠깐의 동맹치고는 너무 오래 끈 편이긴 했지.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but still.
원래대로 돌아가는 것뿐이니까. 그럼 태평이 말이나 섞는 건 여기까지 하도록 할까?
I'm really hoping we don't have to kill her. I really hope we do not have to kill Jishin. Because Jishin's actually been nothing but nice to us, so.
응? 네가 원한다면 그렇게. 아, 시춘.
뭐?
가문의 사람들에게는 내가 참가한다는 이야기를 하지 말아줄 수 있겠니? 당분간은 비밀로 두는 편이 좋다고 해서 말이야.
이제 와서 그런 부탁을 한다고 내가 그걸 들어줘야 할 이유가 있나?
For someone who supposedly doesn't care, she shouldn't appear rather hurt as she took a moment to glare at Honglu, biting her lower lip. Yet she's pouting. Then suddenly strode right up to him. What?
이게 정말 오빠의 선택은 맞아?
No, it isn't.
아니면 그냥 저쪽이 시켜서 하는 것뿐이야?
Joshi shouldn't gesture towards the rest of us with her shin.
내가 가주대전에 참가하는 건 이미 정해진 일일 텐데 그걸 궁금해하는 거라면
Yes, you're curious to know why then.
내 선택이라는 것에 중요한 의미가 있다고 생각하는 거야?
아, 또 그렇게 나오겠다는 거지.
He's philosophizing to her.
가주대전이 어떤 의미인지 알면서 내가 왜 그런 걸 물어봤는지 모르겠다고? 대답은 됐어. 더 말 섞을 필요 없겠네. 그런 얄팍하고 허튼 마음으로 어디까지 살아남을지 보는 것도 재밌겠다.
Wait. Joshi shouldn't appeared pretty distressed after that scene, so I was about to say something when Pilot, not Pierre. When Pilot, who had been fiddling with the radar behind Staude, began shouting urgently.
과장님, 곧 가마한 대가 도착한답니다.
어제를 생각하면 오늘은 푹 쉬면서 가고 싶다고. 그럼 빨리 타러. 아니, 지금 온 건 우리가 먼저 탈게. 어차피 양보해주는 거엔 도가 텄을 거 아니야, 오빠. 에? 그런 게 어딨어? 공평하게 그 있잖아, 가위바위보라든가.
No, just let her have it.
차라리 가주대전도 가위바위보로 결정하자고 하지 그래?
I mean, that'd be more fun, probably, yeah. Justin gave us a wry grin before leaving, and Wei followed her wordlessly.
아이고, 겨우 좀 친해졌나 했더니만.
저기 있다. 가마를 기다리고 있는 걸 보니 의뢰자가 말한 후보가 분명해.
저쪽에서 몰려오는 괴한들이.
후보를 노리고 습격을 지시한 자
Shigiwa? Okay.
아니었을 테지. 관리자님, 다음 가마가 오기 전까지 잡졸들.
Alright, yeah. Gotta take out what is it, a group of these assholes. Also, I love this dude's yeah, he has, oh no, I think there are a couple of them. Yeah, they have augmented heads. What can we do, right? So, just gotta kill him. So here's our first major battle of the Canto. And hopefully there's more story. Hopefully there's more story than battles.
선물을 잔뜩 만들 수 있을 것 같아.
Switch ambushing stranger.
기쁘고 신나는 날이요.
Easy money and oh no. Pressure point crush, pressure point penetration, and palanquin crush, and guard.
잘근잘근 씹어버리겠네.
These guys are way in over the head.
관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
All right.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
Where's Gregor here? Oh, that's what is it? That's Ryoshu?
말씀하십시오.
Oh, there's Gregor right there. There's oh no, there's Otis.
더 처리할 먹잇감이 있나?
And there are 10 enemies, okay. I didn't realize the count there at the top there.
징계하듯이 말하지 좀 마시라니까.
Alright.
완전 좋은 판단이었던 건 사실이네요.
숨통 끊기.
There you go. So, oh.
술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
Yeah, we're actually we're doing fairly well here just because we're way over level for this content.
아직 죽지 마라.
There you go. All right.
훌륭결에 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답.
I'm worried. Okay, we still have to kill a lot more. Let's keep going with this though. And there's one more down. We finally found rhythm, so we should probably win the next couple turns.
잠시 어디 있어요? 또 대단한 일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
단순해서 좋고 두번 수.
Yep. I think that, yeah, this should be like one of the last turns. We should win in 2 more turns or so.
달군 작전은
Bump, bump.
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
The enemies are so fucking cool every single time.
숨통 끊기.
All right.
도구 연습만 하는 것이요? 예상 못했나 봐.
All right, that one's dead, and this one I think,
위험한 순간도 넘어가는
and dead.
빈박질 춤. 가치 없군.
Easy enough. So I think a lot of this stuff is just going to be us getting to the manor.
더 이상 식별되는 적은 없습니다, 관리자님.
그래도 전날처럼 끝도 없이 몰려오진 않아서 다행이네요.
뭐 그때는 얄팍한 술수에 속아 넘어갔었으니까요.
Hey Jank, how's it going? We're doing Limbus. We met Honglu's mom and his grandmom, and then we just fought some goons. But how are you doing?
그보다 기분이 많이 상하신 듯 보였죠, 시춘 씨.
그런데 이번 일은 시춘이가 서운해할 만했어.
But yeah, we're just going through this. Because this is new content too, so I'm very excited for it.
우리가 들었던 홍론의 가족을 생각해봐. 그 난리통 속에서 유일하게 동맹의 여지가 생겼던 사람인데 갑자기 배신이라니.
I mean, we didn't do that though. The company made him, like, basically said we're backing him, and he's forced to go along with it. You know, he doesn't really want to.
그러게요. 괜히 지켜보고 있는 저도 덩달아 민망해질 뻔했지 뭐예요.
I tried it nonchalantly as though it wasn't her who pulled the plug on our alliance at the last second.
근데 명색이 H사인데 왜 가마만 덜렁 보내주는 거래요? 기왕이면 호위들도 같이 보내주면 좋잖아요.
호위까지 보내줄 만큼 가족애가 넘치는 집안이었으면 처음부터 가주 심산이 모니하는 것도 열지 않았겠죠. 철저한 약육강식의 세계. 가주 후보들조차도 수십 명은 있을 테지만 그들 중 누구 하나가 길바닥에 죽어 있다 해도 눈 깜빡하지 않을 테고.
Oh, there's a lot of candidates involved in this. Okay.
실례했어요, 홍루 씨. 제가 너무 직설적으로 말을 내뱉었네요.
I just realized these things are the palanquins. They're literally just cars, but with people instead of wheels. Because you can see, like, you can see the people right here. You can see them standing right here next to these fucking cars. I didn't realize those are the palanquins, but that's what they are. They're just cars.
예전에는 이쯤 말하기 전에 누가 나서서 말려줬는데 말이죠.
개념치 마세요. 다 맞는 말일 뿐인걸요.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
저도 다른 집들은 이렇지 않다는 걸 깨닫기까지 조금 오래 걸리긴 했지만
Think about it, is that other families weren't like this. Oh, Jesus, yeah. I don't really think a lot of families have battle royales to decide who gets to be in charge. That seems like it's a very rare thing to happen.
있는 그대로의 지금의 불쾌함을 느낄 필요는 없으니까요.
That just doesn't happen. But no, that's a palanquin. That's a fucking car without wheels.
그림자가 그들을 덮었습니다. 청소부가 다녀가고 날이 밝으면
All right.
죽은 자의 흔적을 찾으려는 자들이 와도 아무것도
Don't forget, this is locked until they actually finish up the chapter. The bell tolls.
거두어지므로.
Okay. What's that ominous metallic noise? Hold on a second. Anyone else hear that ominous bell tolling? Yeah. I'm just checking something real quick. Where is this? Yeah, or did anyone else hear that ominous bell tolling?
타종의 소리인가 보. 하지만 보통의 종처럼 청량한 울림은 아니구려.
Only marked by the clarity.
무언가 탁하고 불길한.
아, 이 소리를 들으니까 고향에 왔다는 게 더욱 실감나네요.
Okay, so what is the bell? What is the bell?
이 종소리는 일정 시기가 되면 반드시 들려오는 소리랍니다. 홍원에 어디에 있던 가네요.
Get your treasure area in Hongyan.
제적일이네요.
God! Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So they also they had to translate it into fucking Chinese as well. Restructuring day.
제적일이라는 건
It trails off, unable to finish it as a brutal scene unfolds behind us.
보여요? 건물들이 제각각으로 움직이고 있어요.
It was as Ismail said, the buildings all tied to a complicated network of rails were either rising from or sinking into the earth.
근방에 있는 모든 건물에 움직임이 관측된다. 남겨진 것은 없군.
Oh god.
작달막한 소란이 있긴 했으나 이 정도의 규모는 아니었네.
We're not as streaming as this. Oh, yeah, oh, you're also on YouTube. I didn't notice that. I see that, yeah. Was Rodion always a chick? Yes, Rodion was. Well, in her book, she wasn't. In her book, she was not. In her book, she was not. But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Jank, I dual stream now. Mostly because I want to have, I want to, one, just try to get involved more on YouTube stuff for when I do DSP shit. Sorry, I was actually just reading Twitch. I had the wrong tab on for Twitch chat. And Pelicans are just shares that people carry around. Yes, they are. So, but they said that we're being taken to the palace by a palanquin. So I was expecting a normal palanquin, not the fucking cars with people carrying them. That's not a palanquin. That's 2 a.m. getting your tires jacked in North Philly. But yeah, that I don't know. That's just what's been going on. So, oh god, take a look. I just want to see something real quick. The boop. All right, and then. Yeah, sorry, I forgot I had the dual chats open, and I need to keep that open because I know I also have to be ready to ban Twitch bots because I get botted sometimes, which is unfortunately normal. Because I don't know, it's like, yeah, the cheap viewer bots, so I just banned those on site, but I need to be able to open a Twitch chat and different things, so yeah. We saw this as a premonition of the restructuring day. Noting some ability to business for a smoother overall redistribution of space. This is the real deal.
그게 전조 현상이었다고요?
A prelude, not a premonition, but a prelude.
지금의 홍원보다도 훨씬 전에 H사가 남긴 잔재라고 할까요? 그때부터 지금까지 이어져 내려온 건물이라 정확히 어떤 무엇을 위한 특이점인지는 알 수 없지만 지금은 현 H사의 제적일 기준에 맞게 움직이고 있을 뿐이죠.
It should be based on the current H core's restructure. So this was originally a singularity by the previous H core. And now it's just here, and they deal with it. What?
살만하지 않겠는가? 조금이라도 발붙일 자리가 생겼다는 건.
What the fuck is happening? And also, I'm pretty sure, is it still in Korean?
만약 그게 아닌 자가 있다면 어쩔 수 있겠나?
I forgot who Rodion is supposed to be. I think I was just how I was confusing with Odysseus somehow. No, Otis is Odysseus. Rodion, I will say Rodion in her book, which is I think Crime and Punishment. Let me get the book. Give me a second. I haven't played the game in a while. Yeah, no, Rodion is supposed to be, Rodion is the tall lady. But as far as like who Rodion actually is, like as far as like what she's based off of, let me just find the actual thing where they say what her name is supposed to be, or what, you know, the book's name is supposed to be. Part 1. I don't know why I'm reading the book when it doesn't have his fucking name in it. Just look at Raskolnikov, yes. Yeah, Rodion Raskolnikov or whatever. Let's see. But yeah, she's supposed to be based off of the protagonist of Crime and Punishment. Rodion Raskolnikov. Yeah, Rodion Raskolnikov, which is let's see. The full name is Rodion Romanovich Raskolnikov, which is, yeah, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I don't know how to pronounce Russian. By Fyodor Dostoevsky, yeah. So. Raskolnik, which is a schismatic, which is referring of an old believer movement. And the name Rodion comes from Greek and indicates an inhabitant of Rhodes. I think I was mixing her up with the Kefka guy since I was remembering that she was different from Otis. Oh, the cop guy? Go, Gregor. Gregor Samson. We also have Mir Salt, which is French. He's the stranger, but yeah.
그저 조용히 물러가서 운명을 받아들이는 수밖에. 그 다음 달을 기다리면서 이 몸뚱이 하나 건사할 방법을 궁리해야지. 오늘은 몇 명이 떨어지고 몇 명이 버텨내려나. 부디 모든 걸 너무 꽉 움켜쥐고 있지 마시게.
What the fuck is this proverb? This song?
모르고 떠나야 할 때를 모른 척하게 될 테니.
제조립의 말로는.
Oh Jesus Christ! People are literally falling out of the sky. Read the story for the game and it's pretty good. Was it Kafka's Metamorphosis? Yeah. Also, yeah, there are people literally falling out of the sky because of the restructuring. The consequence of reassembly for the evicted is an endless plummet.
괴로운 광경이구려.
이것도 H사의 특징인가요?
다른 둥지에도 부의 척도를 재는 특출난 가치가 존재하지 않던가요?
Didn't otherness have their own? That's what this is for? Oh, the stranger. Okay. Yeah, I still have to read the stranger. It is short though. It is very, very short. I'm starting to read this one though, and this one is just insane. I did Metamorphosis from way back. Yeah. But like this book, Dream of the Red Chamber, is fucking long and is. Well, I described it as I'm not sure if you're here for it, but I described it as a soap opera. As a Chinese soap opera. It's one of the 4 great Chinese novels, but god damn is it dense. And there are so many characters and so many things happening, and it's just like an endless love war, basically. I forget the other 3. I forget. I don't know what the like one of the other 3 are, but two of the other great Chinese novels are obviously Journey to the West and what was it? Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Those are 2 of them, and the third one's like called Water something, which is about 108 rogues fighting for a lore or something like that. I forget what it's actually called. It's like Water something. Did others have their own measures of ones? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, but they didn't fucking outright kill people for being too poor.
T사가 시간을 제어로 썼던 것처럼 말이야.
I want to say Three Kingdoms. Let me take a look at the other great novel. Let's see. The 108 Heroes. Water Margin. That's what the novel's called. Water Margin. And it is a yeah, basically it's about 108 different heroes that like are involved in something. Let me take a look here, because it's one of the other great Chinese novels. So let's see. Also, a group of 188 outlaws gathered at Mount Liang or Langshan Marsh to rebel against the government. Later, they are granted amnesty and enlisted by the government to resist the nomadic conquest of the Lao dynasty and other rebels. So yeah, that's what that's for. And then Suikoden is loosely based off of Water Margin. Yeah, Suikoden is loosely based off of Water Margin. At least the first one is.
맞아요. 이곳 홍어는 그 척도와 재화가 공간의 소유 규모인 방이라는 단위로 결정된답니다.
Measured by a scale they call rooms.
소유한 건물의 면적이 곧 재산의 척도라는 말이구려.
The measure of one's space is the measure of, that's literally just land ownership. That's literally just land ownership and how big your house is.
네. 그래서 한 달에 한 번 평가된 노동의 가치와 소득의 양에 따라서 각자가 가지고 있는 공간의 면적이 정해집니다.
잘 살고 있다가 갑자기 내 집에서 밀려난다는 거야? 아니 뭔 그딴 해괴망측한 규칙이 다 있나?
이곳에서 한 번도 나고 자란 적 없는 저희야 그렇게 느끼겠지만 오래전부터 존재했던 홍원의 규칙인데다 분배의 방식과 계산도 정교하기 때문에
Everyone just acceptance.
모두 자연스럽게 받아들이는
Is this supposed to? I feel like this is a commentary on social credit. I honestly feel like this is a commentary on social credit.
그럼 홍루 씨도 직접 보신 적이 있으세요? 이 제적일이라는 곳이.
Yeah, this is Gregor. So yeah, we have Gregor here. This is Emile Sinclair, and right here is not Honglu, Yisang, who's based off the author Yisang.
보았죠. 제 방에 있는 난간에서 가끔 바깥의 풍경들을 바라보고 있으면 아주 멀긴 했지만 분명히 보이곤 했어요.
His expression remains tranquil and still as he calmly reminisces. Yeah, he just watched a bunch of people falling to their deaths because they were too poor to live. It was like that when he was merely watching the scenery passing by. Dagwanyan. Yep. See.
그곳은 방이 늘어날지언정 줄어들 일은 없는 곳이었거든요. 그래서 저는 바라만 볼 뿐이었죠. 제가
Don Quixote, maybe? Okay, so Don Quixote is not Don Quixote. Don Quixote in the game, her name was originally Sancho. Don Quixote, the dude she took her name from was a man. And at the end of the last bit of story, she killed him. Because like the whole story about how La Mancha land and everything is structured is really weird. But for the most part is he felt he was trying to basically integrate this game's version of vampires into society. And it didn't work out so well. And he felt really, really remorseful for what he did because basically all the vampires under him were suffering and humanity still hated vampires. So he basically sealed himself away. And is she Sancho Panza? Yes, she is. She is Sancho Panza. She is his traveling companion. So she took the name Don Quixote though. She took the name Don Quixote when she left La Mancha, when she left La Mancha land, which is an amusement park. she took his name, and then when they came back and they killed him to get the golden bow and bring her story to a resolution where she says she will continue to basically fight for their impossible dream together, because that's the point of having a dream to begin with. It's something to strive for. And she took his name. And so now, like, she will forever be known as Don Quixote, even though she was originally known as Sancho.
너는 그래. 너라고 뭐 할 수 있는 일은 없었겠지만
Heathcliff is Heathcliff, though.
이런 꼴을 보고도 그냥
Heathcliff trailed off, but I could see that he was gritting his teeth.
가마한대가 더 도착한다고 합니다.
당신들을 태울 가마가 온 것 같네요.
And there's your ride. Yep.
그만하고 타러 가시죠.
이게 가마예요?
네. 그래도 여럿이서 타도 될 만큼 큰 가마를 보내주셨네요.
가복 도련님이야. 귀빈 12분 맞소이까.
No message out by you with his 12 honored guests.
13인데요?
Yep. But I thought Sally wasn't invited.
잠깐. 이 소인이 듣기로는 분명 복 도련님의 세력은 단 12명이라고 했는데요.
Upon hearing that, Sally began to aggressively stride toward him, causing the palanquin bearer to shrink in fear. But she was Don Quixote from the start of the game, wasn't she? She was called Don Quixote. But she was always Sancho, because she lost her memories for a little while. But she was always Sancho. The whole point of Don Quixote's story was to remember who she was, and then basically, I think the real Don Quixote wanted to keep her in La Mancha land, and she was like, "No, I'm going to keep living our dream or whatever." There we go. Give me a second. And oh, she's actually Sancho, just so I could get her original name was Sancho. Originally was Sancho. She was turned into a blood fiend, like a vampire, by Don Quixote. Like she is the first. She is like the second sire, the second generation of the Don Quixote de la Mancha family. There was an event where she became the real one. She just took his name. Like she literally just took his name, and she said like basically because she's going to be traveling in his stead after he died. She's like, okay, so now you may call me. Let me reintroduce myself. You may call me Don Quixote. So she's still Sancho, but she's basically keeping his name in spirit, is what she's doing. She's not actually him. Let's see. Cause the palanquin to shrink in fear.
왜 이렇게 무섭게 다가오시는지.
12 맞는데요?
We are 12 people. What's wrong?
설마 당신 눈에는 이게 멀쩡한 세가의 인원으로 보이시나요?
You're calling Dante a thing. Sounded suddenly grabbed my shoulders and pretended me before the bear like I was some product.
이 홍원에서는 흔한 머리는 아니지만 이건 의치 아닌갑쇼? 시계긴 하지만
생각을 좀 해보세요. 당신이라면 아무리 돈 없는 애잔한 인생이라 하더라도 시계를 머리로 붙이시겠어요?
She's really just dragging Dante through the dirt here.
에이, 말이 되나요? 홍원엔 더 다양한 재주를 부릴 수 있는 생체 시술이 차고 넘치는구먼.
I'm gonna get going. Okay, no problem, Jank. Have a good night. See.
제 말이요. 대체 무슨 사연인지는 몰라도 세상엔 우리가 모르는 참 딱한 처지가 많은 법이죠.
No idea what went down, but this all sure seems to have fallen on hard times. Too bad we live in a world where such misfortune can be falling on his soul like that. Jesus Christ, sad.
아이고, 이거 사기구만 사기. 이 어떤 뒷골목에서 그랬는지 몰라도 아주 단단히 당했어.
Even though his clock is way more complicated than anything else that they had to offer here.
시간도 안 맞고 제대로 된 의식도 없어요. 이거 봐요. 입이 없어서 째까기는 소리 내는 것밖에 할 줄 아는 게 없다니까요.
There were some pretty darn hurtful things to say, but I decided not to take them at face value. It was pretty obvious what she was trying to do. Somebody tell Sade I'm getting dizzy.
아이고, 정말이네. 누가 이런 잔인 공로할 짓을?
다행히도 우리 마음씨 고운 보옥 도련님이 다른 둥지에서 시계상이 팔고 있던 걸 차마 눈뜨고 못 보겠다 싶어서 주워온 거예요. 홍원에선 다른 머리로 교체하는 것쯤은 일도 아닐 거잖아요.
Yeah, oh yeah, trying to replace the head, yeah.
돈만 넉넉히 있다면 전신까지 싹 다 교체하는 건 일도 아니니.
What? A new head for me? Yeah, that's not happening.
그래서 보옥 도련님의 세력원은 저 포함 12인 거예요.
Including yours truly. Oh, okay.
그래 보입니다. 하지만 저희도 무작정 태워주기엔
곤란하시다는 건 우리 도련님도 아주 잘 알고 계시죠. 그래서 이렇게 작은 성이라.
Oh, she's bribing him. She's bribing him. Tad produced some bills from her pocket and smoothly slid them into the palanquin bearer's zone.
에헤이, 이러시면 안 되는데.
그리고 아시죠? 이런저런 이야기가 새어나가면 괜히 일이 복잡해지잖아요.
알다마다요.
It's really out of the goodness of my heart. Yeah.
착해 보이고 해서 이번만 그냥 태워드리는 거요.
안 된다는 놈이 왜 돈은 자연스럽게 주머니에 넣고 있는 거냐?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
거기서 그만 쓱덕거리고 이제 그만 올라타시죠.
Oh, so she worked her way onto the palanquin. Are they leaving Pyatt alone here? Well, I seem to have noticed me staring in his direction. He stopped fidgeting with the radio and waved at us.
아, 저는 여기서 처리할 것이 남았습니다. 걱정 마시고 몸속이 다녀오시면 됩니다.
가마보다는 고급 리무진 같구려.
It's a fucking limo carried by people.
이 샴페인 마셔도 되는 거야?
No, Rhodia, do not chug the champagne.
작전 중 음주는
자,
With a quick clap, Sade promptly put an end to the hubbub the unexpectedly flashy appearance of the palanquin caused. Her demeanor had shifted entirely to that of a calm and collected strategist, a far cry from the person who was chatting up a storm with the bear just a minute ago.
일 얘기하죠. 일 얘기.
Okay, she's giving us a debriefing. That's what this is for. Disruption. And this is a level 47 thing. Okay.
늦겠다. 뛰자.
How long am I going for, by the way? Oh, just an hour. Okay, yeah, we have plenty of time.
그리고 그 후엔
잠깐. 받기 소란스럽군.
Not long after Sade pushed over Otis's remark, a grating speaker whine rang out, followed by the worried voice of the bearer on the other end.
습격이요.
평탄하다 했더니 아무래도 여러분을 방해하고 싶은 후보가 여럿 있겠죠?
Why am I not surprised? Let's just fight. Easy just transition into fights. Like, okay, here's the plan. Well, the plan is being interrupted by people outside the thing to fight.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해보는 쪽이지. 잘 생각해보라고 하던 대로 해주십시오.
There you go.
아스모드 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찍으면 아닐 텐데.
I was actually really look at his abilities. Let's see. So, okay, that's a passive. Target death right venom. Deal 5% for every serpent arm on self. Need summary. Let's see. Going power +1 for every 10 poise potency and target. Some of this unit's poise potency. And targets rupture potency max 2. You'll use gain 2 poise count. Inflict 1. Okay, rupture. This unit has Serpent inflict 1 rupture count. Gain 3 separate our next turn for guarding. Go plus for 8. Max 4. Yeah, Serpent Arm. Flash targets 5 Rusher, gain 5 poise. Death Right Venom. Let's see. Let's see. Deal 10 damage for every poise potency on self and Rusher potency, max 200. If you need a Serpent Arm, deal more on a crit. Reduce Death Right Venom. Okay, 1 offense level down and 1 defense level down 3 times per turn. Okay, so oh, this one news speed is faster than targets. Yeah, yeah, that definitely is.
길 좀 막지 마.
All right.
숨통 끊기.
수감자가 되었던 훌륭하다군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을
Alright.
수 없는 말투만 붙이면 딱 좋겠어. 사본 수감자.
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버려. 13주 2항을 맞추게 그게 세경이. 끝내지.
올바른 방법으로 주체에게 일격을 가해
적에게 치명성을 입혔다니.
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
Easy enough.
당신이 생각하는 것
And then that.
대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고. 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
확실히 훌륭하고
저는 언제나
5번 수감자.
옳은 말만 한답니다.
And where's Gregor at?
넘어간 적이 많다지.
Let's do this. Yep.
개체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
All right.
상황이 유리해졌네요. 이렇게 할 수 있으면서 지금
Destrider Mal. Serpent Arm. Yep.
주어진 일이 아니었기 때문인가요?
흑수며 뜀박질 춤. 숨통 끊기.
방금 공격 다른 개체에게 제약 개체에게 체스를 준것 같아. 기우팀의 부담다운 완벽한 공격이었어.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
All right. Just destroy him. There we go.
결투는 끝나지 않았다.
효율적인 대처로
We're still rolling a lot of tails for this, and we shouldn't really be doing that. It is annoying as hell. Wait, hold on a second. Did I just miss that? Yeah, Stuff. Did you just fucking donate? God damn it! I missed the whole. I missed that. Sorry, I didn't see that there. But thank you, thank you. Holy shit! I did not. I completely missed that. I apologize. Holy shit! But thank you very much.
좋아. 생동감이 살아있는 좋은 공간이 됐군. 다음 먹이.
Oh no, that event was from a while ago. That was from a couple weeks. That was from 2 weeks ago. But yeah, oh, this was a new event. Let me take a look. It doesn't actually say this was a new event or not. But we'll see. Yeah, it only says that the only thing I see in my event was like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this was a while ago then, or unless you did it today. Again, my activity feed is really fucking weird right now. I apologize. I gotta check that real quick. Let's see. Whatever. Thank you very much anyway. I'll have to double check that at some point. Let's see, then we have Disruption Prank 2. Let's just get into it. Alright. And then just do this. Can I know they're not. I can't really do anything. I'm not gonna guard them. I think we'll be fine.
비틀거리고 있는 개체가 보입니다. 이전까지 있었던 대부분의 관리자들은 이 타이밍에서 결정적인 일격을 지시하곤 했죠.
숨통 끊기.
I just do this real quick. So sucks.
불쌍하게 울부짖는.
Oh no, that was today. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That was today.
개체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는데 성공했습니다.
짱 끌지 말고.
앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
중계하듯이 말하지 좀.
Yep, that guy.
그래도 완전 좋은 판단이었던 건 사실이네요.
I know I didn't show up on my on stream mounts, but whatever, it's fine.
팀의 직원다운 완벽한 공격이었어. 개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어.
Leia, how are you doing? If you're still here, we're just blasting through all this stuff as quickly as possible just to get to more story. Because I want to see like what the actual plan is that we're going to be enacting once we get here. Because the story started off with us in Hong Lu's home. Do we get snake on for doing other stuff too? I double check to see what else we get snake on from. I think we get them from. We get snake on from other shit besides just Oh, that's not him. Where you at, Gregor? Yeah, snake arm. So gain serpent arm. Yeah. Okay, oh no, so skill 3 also gives him serpent arm, that's what that does. So skill 3 and blocking give him serpent arm.
길 좀 막지 마.
그렇게 시원하게 처리하니
끝내지.
보는 맛이네.
불쌍하게 울부짖는.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 거지.
이건 예상 못했나 봐.
I'm just gonna do this real quick, then up this. I'll see if I can replay this real quick, because I want to see if this actually does work.
좋아. 생동감이 살아있는.
No, it doesn't. Stream alerts are just down.
다음 먹잇감도.
Stream alerts to my alerts are just down. Okay. Okay, now we're actually gonna get more story done. Get back on the fucking limo.
대관원 입성이요.
Despite some troubles on the way, it seemed that we managed to arrive at our destination mostly unhurt. Dagwanyang Hong Lu's old home.
시간이 얼마 남지 않았네요. 파우스트 씨, 제 작전의 핵심은 이미 이해하셨겠죠?
You answered the most important part of my plan.
그리 보기 좋은 광경은 아닐 거라.
I like it to be a pleasant sight to behold. Okay, so what are we doing?
핵심은 그들이 여러분을 죽이려 들어도 당황하지 않고 기다리는 것에 있답니다.
You got to remain calm and wait, even if they freak out and actively try to kill you.
질의 겁을 먹고 처리하라는 명이 떨어질 수도 있겠죠. 하지만 홍원의 가주를 심사하는 자의 탐욕이 그 정도는 아닐 거라 생각합니다.
I have no idea what she plans on doing. This is going to be really bad.
상대의 그릇이 크기만 하다면야.
어? 죽여? 뭔 얘기야?
What are we doing?
다음 연락은 1차전을 무사히 마친 후에 하는 걸로.
After that cryptic exchange with Faust, Sade leaped gracefully off the moving palanquin as Heathcliff murmured in his half-sleep. We watched her grow smaller and smaller, and the distance between us grew. What really caught our eyes were the scattered humans that were restructured had evicted from their homes. They were trying to drag their broken bodies off the road, sobbing and writhing.
참혹하네요. 저희가 도와드릴 수 있는 건 없겠지만
그런 무력한 감각은 업무 효율에 영향을 끼친다. 차라리
Jesus Christ. Repeated exposure to similar is recommended decent time. Yeah, just get used to tragedy.
홍루 씨는 집에 돌아가시는 소감이 어때요?
Sinclair changed the subject. Of course he did.
글쎄요.
말이라고 하냐? 복잡하겠지.
Don't even need it. I know it can't be easy. Yeah.
순간에 그냥 다시 돌아갈까 생각만 수백 번 했다고.
He's trying to relate to him.
문을 두들겼는데 그 애가 나를.
Who is she? They don't know who you're talking about. He clicked into a suffocating stop, his voice trembling lightly as he did so. Yeah, because nobody else remembers fucking Catherine. The other senators stared at him in a confused silence.
뭔데요? 말을 왜 하다가 마는?
Oh wow, look at these cool windows. I think we can swap them out with other images. Quickly tried to swerve from the subject again, but all I got was Ismail's scolding glare, who seemed to wordlessly tell me not the time.
기억나요? 각자의 희노애락이 있었던 도시로 향했을 때 여러분들은 모두 버스에서 각자의 풍경을 보고 있었으니까요.
They're looking at the sceneries they think only they could see.
로자 씨는 계속 어설프게 농담을 하시려고 했고 싱클레어 씨는 몇 번의 울음을 삼키려고 하셨죠. 그리고 이상 씨는 오랫동안 눈을 감으셨어요. 이스마일 씨는 호수를 내려다보면서 계속 혼잣말을 하셨고 히스클리프 씨는 잔뜩 겁을 먹어서 머리를 수없이 매만지셨어요.
I saw you scared and anxious, shaping your hair over and over again. Yeah, no, we actually didn't get it. That actually didn't happen with Gregor at all. He didn't go to his home. You really didn't watch this closely, huh?
봄 가버리면 꽃잎 모두 흩어지고 자기만의 문이 찾아 제각각 돌아가리. 저는 말이죠. 다들 각자마다 모아둔 꽃잎들이 있다고 생각해요.
Yeah, this is Taoist shit.
그런 걸 왜 모아?
그러면 아직 버리지 않고 있는 것뿐이죠.
There's still a transparent smile on his face, but I think I saw a burying, sinking shadow behind it. Oh, we're gonna get a flash of him. The moment that I felt that a familiar light came into view, and I immediately understood what was going on. The golden bow is closed, and it is resonating with Honglu's fathoms.
묻는 나를 보고 남들은 비웃네. 나 죽고 난 후 묻어줄 사람 누구일까? 봄은 가고 어여쁜 얼굴도 늙어가면 꽃은 지고 사람도 가니 서로 알 길 없구나.
대옥이는 왜 항상 이해하기 어려운 시만 읊어?
You just like these strange, complicated. No, that's Dayu.
늙지 않을 방법 같은 건 널렸지 않았어?
머리카락이 희게 새지 않아도 봄은 지나가니까.
꽃잎들은 왜 네가 손수 치우고 있는 거야? 물에 띄어보내면 되잖아. 손에 흙도 다 묻을 텐데.
아까운 말 하지 마라, 오라버니. 잎들을 다 쓸어버리면 어디 가서 비 오는 소리를 듣게?
I remember Dayu as one of the love interests too. I think she was the sickly one.
이건 추억이야. 비 오는 날에
The one that he was drawn to
버리지 않을 거야.
through rebirth. She was the flower that the stone was drawn to.
그리고 흘러내려가 버리게 되면 꽃을 더럽히게 되잖아. 부욱 오라버니도 부디 품에 있던 잎을 전부 흩어놓지는 마.
Honglu Is there anyone you miss here, Guanyan?
네, 없네요.
He's hiding.
어떻게 그럴 수가 있어?
He's hiding it.
가족들이랑 여러 소중한 사람들을 남겨두고 왔을 텐데.
Is Dayu dead?
글쎄요. 잘 지내고 있다 믿고 있는다면 구태여 그리운 마음을 가질 연유는 없으니까요.
Do you still treasure your petals?
아니요. 출가하면서 전부 흩뿌리고 왔답니다. 그래서 이젠 비 오는 날에는 아무 소리도 들리지 않아요.
He detached himself from his entire family. I see.
보신 거죠? 단테님. 제 기억을.
I did. Honglulet, he wasn't surprised or angry that I peered into his memories.
홍루 씨의 부모님은 어떤 분이세요? 아니면
Sinclair added carefully. Maybe he was trying to commiserate, tenuous as that connection might have been. We were headed to his home to meet his family anyway.
두분 다 이치에 밝으셔요. 할머니는 항상 저를 아껴주셨고요. 어머니도 아버지도 저를 아껴주셨죠.
Oh yeah, he was a favorite son.
아, 거의 다 도착했나 봐요. 정원이 보이네요.
This is one massive garden.
본가 안으로 들어가려면 아직 조금 남았어요.
Trying to check something real quick. I want to see something real quick before I do anything. All right. Well, let's see. Well, I'm just checking something real quick because this is annoying me a little bit. Activity feed elements control center. Stream elements multi-streaming. Stream elements canvas. Let's see. Reset session. Okay, yeah, it's just I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. Let me see if I can just do this real quick. Yeah, it's not even like doing anything with the replaying activity. It's just kind of weird like that. I don't know what the hell's going on with my thing. Yeah, because Streamlit is just not acting right at all. Streamlit is not acting right at all, so. All right, we still have some time before we get to the main building, so yep.
옛날엔 정원에서 사슴이나 토끼들도 뛰놀았거든요.
These when deer and heron frog in the garden.
이거 산책하려면 하루 종일도 걸을 수 있겠는데요.
주로 저는 제가 살던 방 주위에서만 다녔어요. 여러모로 위험하니까요.
They just strayed too far, yeah.
잘못된 길을
Why is it dangerous?
예상치 못한 사람도
Danger getting lost, getting targeted.
될 수도 있고요.
그냥 마당에서 달리다가 무릎 깨질 수도 있고 나뭇가지 얼굴 좀 긁히고 그러는 거지.
I'm gonna just auto play it a little bit. Yeah, no, cancel. No, that's not the wrong button. I gotta play it.
히스클리프 씨라면 자유롭게 달리셨을 것 같아요. 그래도 항상 조심하는 편이 좋아요. 제가 5살 때는 나뭇가지에 누가 치명적인 독을 발라놓았어요.
독을?
Yep, someone killed. New story. Yes, we are.
뛰노는 걸 좋아하는 동생이 있었는데
I had a little brother like that. Yep.
주위의 나뭇가지에 독이 묻어 있었던 거죠.
Yeah, this is a new story, but we're dealing with Honglu stuff. What happened thereafter?
괜찮아졌을 거예요.
I'm sure it got better.
하고 나면 괜찮아질 거라고 했거든요. 스비는 언제나 똑똑했으니까 그렇게 되었을 거예요.
Yeah, so right now, where we are right now, we are on a palanquin. We are on a palanquin that's being carried by people. That it is a car that is being carried by people is what's going on with this. So, as opposed to a traditional palanquin, but yes, this is like news story content. Mostly involving like Hong Lu stuff and the Dream of the Red Chamber. Jab by you. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom very, very quickly before we get going again. And also, I'm gonna see if I can do anything about stream elements. Give me a second while we do this. Let's see. The stream elements right now is fucking up. See. Because it won't actually. Can I? Let me see if I'm gonna test something real quick. I'm gonna just test a sound. Where is it?
Help!
Okay, yeah, that is doing fine. Okay, yes, 70. And that is doing fine, but it's just like for some reason the actual like activity feed is not doing very well. Let me just do this. Let's see. So, elements, stream setup, docs activity feed. Yeah, this is just annoying me. So, I'll figure it out later. But for now, I just do this. Let's see. A Twitch activity feed. And then I'll just put this right here. There we go. We're good now. So I'll just at least have that going on with the Twitch. Because the only thing I really have is Twitch activities. That's about it. I can't do that to see and then just clear. Yep. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna run to the bathroom very, very quickly. All right, I'll be right back. We're back. So I'm gonna try one more thing real quick. This might make some things really weird for a second. If this is the case, I might have to fix some things, but we'll see. All right, we're good. All right, so yeah, we just got some. Yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness, but yeah, I just need to relog, I guess so. And then put the activity feed up here. Okay, yeah, now the activity feed is actually working properly. I can probably replay an event to just do that real quick. So replay activity. That didn't work. But I don't think I have like charity events set up for that one. but let's try this one. No, it's just not replaying shit at all. So that is annoying as hell, but I can't really do much about that. So, yep. Either that or it's muted. It's probably not letting you replay anything, which I'll just do fine. Avatar should read red markers. Okay, yeah, all right, we're good. So we're good. Let's see. And head back down here. I'm going to do Xiaobayu.
대화청 입성이요.
Dahuatsung. Okay, so yeah, the Grand Flower Hall. Wasn't long before our arrival to a new place within Dangguanyan was made known by the Palanquin Bear's sonorous announcement.
아, 이렇게 많아. 대화청은 또 뭐야?
쉽게 말하면
대화청, yeah.
연애를 여는 방이라고 할까요?
Banquet hall, yeah.
그런 용도치곤 여긴 하나의 마을.
It's the size of a fucking village. Oh Jesus, yeah.
저기 보이는 건 호수인가요?
Their estate is huge.
그건 연못이랍니다.
It's a pond.
연못.
도착하면 저랑 시춘이를 환영하는 자리가 마련되어 있을 거예요. 아, 로자 씨도 오랜만에 정말 배부르게 드실 수 있겠네요.
Oh, she can eat all the food she wants.
가기 전부터 이렇게 설렌 적은 처음인 것 같아.
All right, let's see. Don't think this has been this excited in a long time. Yep.
저건 배인가요?
Ship.
아, 네. 가끔 뱃놀이를 나가기도 했거든요.
Yeah, they have a boat.
아, 그리고 연못저 너머에는 시춘이 지내는 건물도 있답니다.
Yichin's building is right across that pond. What? Oh, she has her own building. You just get a building of your own?
그래서 처음 홍원을 떠났을 때 다른 곳에서는 한 건물에 온 가족이 함께 지낸다는 게 신기했답니다.
I thought the concept. Oh, Jesus Christ.
그래서는 가족끼리 얼굴 한번 보기도 힘들겠네만.
We see one another.
따로 쓰는 걸요?
이거 대화가 제대로 이어지는 거 맞아요?
이럴 거면 베케이션을 처음부터 홍루군의 집으로 잡아주지.
Vacacion. Okay, yeah, she said vacation. Okay, so whenever Don uses a loan word, it just translates it to Spanish. Vacaciones.
그건 곤란해요, 돈키호테 씨. 출가할 때 할머니와 어르신들께서 꼭 당부하시던 말이 있었거든요. 때가 되면 자연스럽게 발걸음은 돌아올 것이니 그 전까지는 많은 것을 그저 보고 있으라고. 언제 오려나 했는데.
And that would be. The time really slipped through her finger just like that. Yep.
정말 와버렸네요.
Most students did not welcome their turn. Some of them were even terrified of it. Sometimes they had to confront what they'd been avoiding all their lives. And for some, important things that were once forgotten or lost were waiting for their return. But their reluctance is really not surprising at all. I don't think I'd welcome an opportunity to get my memories back with open arms if it was thrust upon me out of nowhere, especially if I was getting dragged there against my will. But despite the fact that it couldn't be more obvious that his turn had arrived, Honglu was as tranquil as he always was. He's always been able to remain aloof no matter what happens. Maybe it won't be different this time either. But even so, can I judge that so hastily? Young Master Balyo of the Jia family. Again, the Palanquin Bear's deep, full-throated pronouncement of our arrival, the door opened.
필요하실 텐데 어서 들어오세요.
Being behind the sinners, who were still reeling from the astronomical level of opulence at display, Hong Lu bounced lightly off the palanquin and moseyed into the building.
참 설렘도 떨림도 없는 차분한 걸음걸이구려.
그러게요.
Yeah, something is wrong.
집에만 살아서 뭐 무서울 것도 어색할 것도 없다. 이거 아니겠냐?
Used to this kind of poshness.
친구네 마음 한구석에는 가족들에 대한 그리움이 남아있을 것 같지 않은가?
Once y'all at the palanquin.
모든 것이 상당히 넓고 거대하구려.
하인들도 대체 몇 명이래요?
아, 술시가 되면 할머니가 방문하신다네요.
Once the Zhu hour arrives. Okay.
그때 시작될 것 같아요.
The Zhu hour?
19시부터 21시 사이를 의미합니다. 동부의 특정 지역에서 간혹 사용되는 고유 시간 체계죠.
The time system. Okay, let me take a look at this real quick because I actually want to see what this actually means. Because they actually are using Chinese stuff in this. The Zhu hour. The hour of Zhu in the Chinese zodiac corresponds to the time period of 1900 to 2100, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The earthly branch Zhu is associated with the dog and corresponds to the time of the evening. Okay, yeah, so it's basically basically the zodiac calendar is also used as a clock. So their clock only has 12 hours instead of 24.
추가로 홍루 씨의 조모인 가모는 이 대관원의 가주입니다. 홍원의 수장이라고 이해하셔도 틀리지 않습니다.
It would not be an incorrect assessment to see her as the rule of Hong Yuan.
친인척인 날개의 대표라.
네, 이제 곧 다음 후계자에게 가주를 넘겨주실 테지만요.
You have to figure out who the next heir will be.
넘기려는 이유가 뭐지?
Otis, as she probably saw an ulterior motive behind every move, inquired.
때가 올 거라고 하시긴 했어요. 당신께선 너무 오랫동안 맡으셨다며 말이죠.
갑자기 나타나서 가주 대전에 참가한다고 하면 깜짝 놀라시겠어요.
글쎄요. 어쩌면 담담하실지도 모르겠어요. 구태여 나갈 이유는 없지만 나가지 않을 이유도 없었으니까요.
저쪽에 시추님과 웨이님이 앉아 계세요. 다행히 무사히 도착하신 모양인데요.
They arrived safely. Good. Jia Shishun, who arrived before us, shot us the briefest glance before looking away with an exaggerated disinterest.
방금 시추님이 저희를 보자마자 고개를 획 꺾으셨.
그 잠깐 사이에 되게 서먹해졌네요.
오, 우리도 시춘군의 옆에 가서 앉는 것이 어떤가?
틀렸어. 우린 이제 저기로 못 가.
어째서 온 말인가?
저희는 이제 가시춘 씨의 세력이 아닙니다. 적으로 취급받는 것이 당연할 테죠.
분위기가 바뀌었다. 이쪽과 저쪽, 우리와 우리가 아닌 것.
전장은 언제나 모략과 배신이 도사리는 곳이지. 오늘의 아군은 내일의 적이 되기도 하고.
친구가 없다는 말을 이렇게 또 돌려서 하고.
That's a funny way to say it. I don't have any friends.
방금 뭐?
Well, no, just all of her friends are dead.
아, 부모님이 저기 계시네요.
갑자기 바로 간다고? 야이씨, 이름도 모르는데.
아, 아버지 조남은 가시.
Zhang. Jia Zhang, yeah. And in Daguan Yun, they call him our Lady Wang. Yep.
출가 이후 처음으로 인사 올립니다.
I agree for the first time since my departure.
가시 보. 지금 귀가했습니다.
벌써 왔느냐?
You were early.
보가 이게 몇 년?
He's been gone a decade, I think, right? He's been gone a decade.
오랜만에 얼굴을 보니 정말이지 반갑기가 그지없구나. 어떤 말부터 해야 할지.
Father, Jia Zheng's eyes dart nervously between us and Honglu. Meanwhile, his mother gingerly brings him in for a careful embrace as though she was in the presence of something so utterly deeply moving. It was more than the pure joy of the reunion. Oh, hey, Reeb, give me a second. Let me, I'll check here. I know nothing of this game, but the art style is neat. Yeah, this is a... just to give you a crash course on this, Limbus Company is the third game of It's the third game that Project Moon has done. The first one was Lobotomy Corporation, which was I want to call it an SCP management sim. It was a management sim, but the things you were managing were basically like weird monsters with very weird requirements. It basically was inspired by SCP. And then the second game was Library of Ruina, which is it's really hard to describe, but it was a turn-based strategy game, but it was simultaneous turn. So it's like simultaneous turn-based strategy game, which is really good. Both of them were really, really good. And the whole backdrop of this is basically like you're in a city that's the size of a country. Everything sucks, and everyone dies horribly. That's basically the premise. I think I heard of Lobotomy Corporation. Someone in the BSP survey. I think I might have done that, but yeah, Lobotomy Corporation is really good. But no, Project Moon games are like that. But yeah, so basically, the plot of just to give a very quick overview of it, like the plot of Lobotomy Corporation is basically you're a power company, and the way that you're generating power is by creating mind monsters, and then tending to those mind monsters to generate a substance called enkephalin, which is basically used both as a drug and as a power source. I say the size of a country and everything sucks. So California, kind of, but mostly it's South Korea. And so far, our main characters have been based off of people who were named in books. So I'm trying to think of some other stuff that like, so would make sense of this to try to like get some context to it of what's going on. So the whole, okay, so the whole story of from the beginning to where we are now is, and just in general to get to where we are in Limbus Company, is Lobotomy Corporation was a power company. Lobotomy Corporations had a hidden goal of basically creating a bunch of this substance called light, which when spread out through the city would let people realize their truest selves. Considering this is a city where everything sucks and everyone is awful, this means a lot of people turned into monsters. If you were able to conquer yourself, you would get a weapon instead. You would get something called an ego, which is basically a suit of armor and a weapon that reflects your, basically, like, your psyche. If you didn't, and you gave into despair, you would distort to become a monster. The plot of Lobotomy Corporation was they want to build up enough light to make this happen. At the end of Lobotomy Corporation, they do this, and the AI in charge of the project, Angela, decides that she's going to take all the light for herself to try to become a human. It didn't fucking work. And we had something called the White Knight, the White Nights and Dark Days happen, where the White Nights were basically the Lobotomy Corporation lit up so brightly that it turned the nights white. And then the Dark Days were when the power was pretty much shut off throughout the entire city, and it basically was 3 days of White Nights and 4 days of Dark Days. After that happened, the library was created in the site where Lobotomy Corporation was. And the goal was still the same, gather enough light so that Angela can become human. And that kind of happened, but then we had some guy named Ronald McDonald show up. He fucked everything up, and now the library ended up in Brazil. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's basically what happened, is that somebody showed up to the library. His name was Roland, and a lot of stuff happened in the library. I'm not going to spoil everything, but the end result is that the library eventually gets teleported to the outskirts of the city, which is basically just like a hellish desert. After that point, you got Limbus Company, and we're on a journey to find these things called golden boughs, which are basically giant branches of unfathomable power that were created from the event of the White Nights and Dark Days. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. We've gathered, quote unquote, we found 6 of them so far. We've lost a couple. So the first branch, we lost. Because that was Gregor's branch. Gregor being Gregor Sanson from Kafka's Metamorphosis. We lost his branch. The branch that he was leading us to. Second branch was the branch that was obtained by Rodia Grustakov, which is her name Rodia or Rojan, and her namesake is based off the main character from Crime and Punishment. We got her branch. The next one was Emil Sinclair. We got his branch. Then for Yi Sang, who was the name of a Korean author, by the same name. We got his branch. Ishmael from Moby Dick, yeah, got her branch. Heathcliff, we got a burnt out branch that is now powerless. Don Quixote, we got her branch, and now we're working on Hong Lu, and I don't know if we're gonna get his branch or not yet. Gregor Sansa sucks. Yeah, he does. Did I hear Gura? Yes, you did. That is my phone alert going. My phone alert is Gura. But no, I call him Ronald McDonald. His name is Roland. His name is actually supposed to be, he's based off of Roland Orlando, which is or Orlando from one of Dante Alighieri's poems. This game sounds nightmarish lore-wise, and I play the Somnium Files. I would say, if you want the Lobotomy Corporation is a good game. Lobotomy Corporation is actually a fine game. It's pretty good. I haven't played it. I've seen people play it, but I'm not really into management sims. If you like management sims, it'll be good. If you want to play just something that's like closer to like an actual game, as opposed to what Lobotomy Corporation is, because Lobotomy Corporation is painful. You can get Library of Ruina. They sum up the events of Lobotomy Corporation pretty well throughout the entire run of the game. And Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina will take about like 40 hours to complete. There's also a bunch of mods for it to make the game a lot more difficult. And then Limbus Company is a gacha game. It runs on Steam. So yeah, Limbus Company is on Steam, but it is a gacha game. So, and unlike other gacha games where they introduce new characters all the time, they introduce new identities for the 12 characters that already exist. You do not get new characters. You just stick with the 12. It's great lore-wise. It's really good lore, though. But one other thing about like the thing that with the city is, I think a part of my own character lore has been influenced by this. But the city is a horrible place. It's divided into 25 different districts, and each district has a piece of technology that is called a singularity. And each singularity does something wildly different that bends reality. The singularity of L-Core, or the L-Wing, which that was, or District L, that was Lobotomy Corporation. That was Cogito, which was creating mind monsters in order to harvest energy from them. That's what their singularity was. We also get a singularity from K-Core, which is basically the K-Core ampules, where if you get injected with one and it has been calibrated to your body, you can basically regenerate from any wound that you get. The singularity from this company, which we're at right now, Hongyang, which is H-Core, their singularity is something called the bolus, and that will mutate you horribly. Like as long as your brain is attacked, you will regenerate and be mutated horribly, but you might lose some of your cognitive abilities. I'm trying to think of some other singularities that I know of that exist. Welcome. Has something called the tuning fork. Also, thank you, Reed, for the follow on my Twitch page. Sweet, man. It hurts beyond my comprehension. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other ones there. Like U-Core is something called the tuning fork, where you can combine literally anything and separate literally anything, no matter what it is. You can combine and separate things. I believe it has something to do with atomic like basically atomic stasis and basically atomic bonding, because they also use the singularity of U-Core to make preservation boxes, where if you put food in a special preservation box made by U-Core, that food stays fresh no matter how long it is in that box until you open the box. And once you open the box, it's basically like it was out in the open air just right then. Like it's basically like you put that, it's a stasis box. So you put the food in the box just stays that way indefinitely. Whereas if you basically have a choice to overcome self, is to get a persona or just become an Eldritch Demon. Yeah, well, you become an Eldritch Demon after talking to a very nice woman. The woman basically says, "Hey, you know that stuff? You should give in to those dark desires. You should actually give in to your horrible urges and just kill everybody." Give me a second. I think probably one of my... That stasis box is literally just... It probably is. It's probably technology derived from SCP. But Project Moon is very much heavily inspired by SCP as well. One of my favorite pieces of tech that's outlined in Library of Ruina, because it's the first time it appears, and later on Lobotomy Corporation, is there's something called a warp train. The warp train will get you anywhere. Like, bear in mind, the city is the size of a country. It is the size of South Korea. If you get on a warp train, you can go anywhere else in the city, no matter how far it is, in 10 seconds. That doesn't sound so bad, does it? Thing is, that's not the singularity of the warp company. That's not W Course Singularity. What W Course Singularity is that it is restoration. I mean, pretty much, yeah. Except the company is called Warp, W-A-R-P, all capital letters. It's like the warp train. It's like the warp company. That's like the holding company for the singularity. He's hiding in the. I mean, he might be. He might be. But here's the thing with the warp trains. It takes you anywhere you need to go, anywhere in the city, any destination, in 10 seconds. In real space. If you're on the warp train, you experience 2,000 years of just sitting in a train for 2,000 years. You cannot sleep. You have no like bodily urges, because technically it's only you're only in real space for 10 seconds, but you're in the warp dimension or whatever it is for 2,000 years. You cannot sleep. You cannot be injured. I mean, permanently you cannot be injured. You cannot eat. So you're just stuck there, awake, for 2,000 years. Yeah, I guess what happens in this 2,000 years, like, people obviously go insane in having 2,000 years of nothing to do, being stuck in a train and unable to rest, because they're experiencing all of that in real time. So what they do is, like, you know, they obviously go insane and start dismembering each other, eating each other, forming an entire kingdom with castles made out of flesh. It's pretty horrific what happens in the warp train. And so then, if you're in first class, you actually do sleep through the whole thing. You get put into a stasis. You get into a stasis pod and you sleep through the entirety of it. But if you're in coach, you don't get that luxury. You're awake the entire time. Oh, look inside. Okay, inside. 2,000-year train. Don't you? We're switching to charger. Oh no, the switch is going to run for the entire time. It doesn't need a charger. But no, if you're on the warp train for 2,000 years, that at least might give you some time to catch up on One Piece. A flesh castle in the fucking train. Yes, they will build a castle out of their own limbs and declare themselves like a kingdom. That's happened before. They've said that's happened before in the warp train. So that when the train gets to its destination, obviously everybody's horrifically mutated on the verge of dying. So what the warp train cleanup crew's job is to do is literally find your DNA tag, reel you in like rope, put your flesh in the bag, like in like a plastic bag. They bag you up, literally. They put you in like a plastic bag, along with your flesh tag, so that that knows who you are. And I'm trying to think of what else to do. Oh yeah, they also have to kill anybody that's currently alive on the train when it arrives. And after they put your bag, your barely living corpse bag back in its seat, they then hit the undo button, and you wake up and you just think you were on a warp. You just think you were on that train for 10 seconds. You do not remember whatever horrors you committed or bore witness to during those 2,000 years in the alternate warp dimension. You have no recollection of that at all. You just thought you were on a train for 10 seconds, and you get off the train as if nothing fucking happened. That's how a warp train works. That's the main slideshow shotgun. The war train is absolutely fucking horrific. It's actually terrible. It's one of the worst singularities in the city's lore. Like the other one is like there are a couple. The only other two that I know of how are produced are Cogito, which is Lobotomy Corporation singularity, and the K Corp singularity, which are basically the healing ampules. For Lobotomy Corporation singularity, like I said, Cogito are mind monsters. So here's what happened. There once was a woman named Carmen who she had the bright idea of wanting everybody in the city to be their truest selves. This was her idea. So in order to make that happen, they basically were running an experimental lab out in the outskirts. That lab got raided and destroyed by the government. And in the process of doing so, after a failed experiment, Carmen went into despair and tried to kill herself. This is solidified in the abnormality called the bloody bathtub or something like that. She tried to kill herself by slitting her wrists in a bathtub. It didn't work. She was barely alive when she was found, but instead of trying to help her, what they did was they removed her spine and nervous system and put it into a preservation tank. And that is what Cogito is. It is basically her cerebrospinal fluid, like derived from a tank, put into syringes, and then injected into people's brains directly. And whatever pops out is a new monster that they now have to tame. Obviously, this kills the person that it's injected into. But that's what happens. You get injected with the actual, like, literal mind juice. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, it is a viscous fluid that represents the collective unconsciousness, and you are injected with that directly into your brain, which then creates a monster formed out of the collective unconsciousness, which means that some of these monsters are very familiar things. Like one of the monsters is literally just like a couple of the monsters are based off of like old stories, and some of them are just based off the Wizard of Oz. That's a couple of them. There's another abnormality which just says you're bald, and if you press the button, you go bald. There's another abnormality called Nothing There, which is basically like the Thing from The Thing. That's what those are. And then this like Cyberpunk's obviously taming into evil. Yeah, and here's another thing. This is not the true singularity. This is a child of the true of the actual singularity entity. There is a thing that like the K-Core ampules are basically based off of this thing, so called the Tearful Thing. So the Tearful Thing was originally a person. So the company's founder and had a traveling companion. They went to the outskirts. And in the outskirts is one of the only places where a person from the city can see stars. The stars are basically Eldritch gods. So if you see a star and you wish upon the star, your wish will be granted, but probably not in the way that you want it to be. So the traveling companion of this one woman, Stephanette, her traveling companion, wished upon a star in the outskirts that he wanted to help everybody. He wanted to basically help everybody in the city who was suffering. That was his wish. The star granted his wish by turning him into a thing that can only cry. And its tears would be able to revert people to a previous state to what they were before, thus alleviating their suffering. So if you were to inject yourself with the tears of the crying thing, then if you had a broken arm, your arm would be reverted to the state when it wasn't broken. The hell does a tearful thing even look like? A giant eyeball. Literally just a giant eyeball. So originally the first founder of K-Corp would read the Tearful Thing stories, like read them like romance stories or just, you know, stories of, you know, with bittersweet endings, you know, stories that would make a normal person cry out of, like, you know, emotional connection or happiness or whatever it is. That's what she would do. It was considered a humane way of gathering, like, you know, the material that they need for their like their healing ampules, to like basically read it, like, you know, stories of, like, basically love stories or, like, you know, sad stories or whatever it is. That's when you read the thing stories and it cries. That's what she did. When she died, the new president of the company, Alfonso, realized that it is much more efficient to make the thing experience tragedy, or to witness tragedy happening. So what Stefanette did, or not, no, what Alfonso did is that she has it so that recording equipment captures literally every bad thing happening in the city. This recording equipment basically is like, the recording equipment is basically leased out by K-Corp, and then the other companies send the recordings back to K-Corp to make the tearful thing cry. One of the things that was sent to the recording is basically the entire genocide of an entire village of prosthetic users. And this was sanctioned by K-Corp. K-Corp is not in the business of trying to help people. K-Corp is in the business of basically filming people suffering to basically make the tearful thing cry more. They basically have forced this thing to watch live leak videos of people dying for no rest. They have its eye pried open, and it cannot look away from whatever it's experiencing because there are monitors like all over it. So if it tries to look it away, it's going to see another horrible thing happening. Yeah, this is the kind of place the city is. This is the kind of place the city is. And then you have also really weird laws where it's like ammunition is taxed heavily. So people don't really use guns as guns. They use them as like melee weapons. So they'll have like a beta attached to a rifle, and only if they really need to will they actually shoot the fucking thing. But yeah, no, that's the kind of place the city is. It's awful. It basically is like all the grimdark of 40K condensed to one very specific city. That's literally what happens. We shot the Iowa from Terraria into the fucking Clockwork Orange live leak machine. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Tearful thing. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna show this real quick. Where's my desktop? There we go. That's literally what this is. And so you see here, so the eyeball cannot look away from any of the monitors showing it horrific things. And the pull down here is its collected tears. And you can see it's being harvested by these tubes right here. But the thing is, the tears will revert something that goes into it or that it touches to its previous state. If a person jumps into the pool of tears, it doesn't know what that specific person's previous state was, so it will revert it to the previous state of humanity entirely, which is primordial ooze. If you jump into the tearful thing's tears without being properly calibrated so that it can actually avert your injuries, you turn into goop. You become soup. I forget there's some other stuff that, oh yeah, I forgot there's also vampires in this universe too. There are vampires. They're called blood fiends. But the vampires are just standard vampires. There's nothing real special about them. They're like, you think of vampire, they're vampire. That's what you got. So you got vampires. So they're Honglu's parents. Also, yeah, the game is entirely in Korean.
수용분들은 누구니?
대단한 숫자는 아니지만 밖에서 사귄 제 친구들이랍니다.
They're my friends. Oh, we're friends now.
하던 누구보단 낫네요. 그죠?
Introducing us as his lackeys. Oh, I forgot Otis did that. Oh no, that was Heathcliff that did that earlier before. Only one slowly turns around to look at us. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but somehow it almost felt like she was looking down at each of us one by one.
반가워요. 우리 보기가 어릴 때부터 참 고집이 많았던 아이여서 어쩌면 같이 다니기에 조금 고생스러웠을 텐데 개의치 않고 부디 잘 보살펴.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, since you weren't here for this, there's something called a restructuring day in this part of the city. In this specific wing of the city, there's something called restructuring day, where if you're too poor, you lose your home, and if your home is high up, you will fall several stories, probably to your death, at least to grievous injury. So yeah, you got to keep making that money to make rent. Otherwise, you are literally evicted onto the street, like hundreds of feet below. That happened earlier in this chapter too.
고집이요? 홍로 씨가요?
Whatever what she said, that she don't seem all too happy to hear that.
왜 친구분들이 너를 그런 이름으로 부르게 두는 거니? 선인들께서 점지해 주신 너의 고귀한 이름을 두고.
They literally kick you out. Yeah, it's called restructuring day. So it's a wing wide thing. Because okay, so each of the to make sense of what's going on and how the city is structured, there are 25 wings. There are 25 districts of the city, and each district is separated by two areas called the back streets and the wings. The wings are basically the city center where all the the more affluent people live, and they basically are corporate slaves to whatever big company runs that part of the city. The back streets are basically near lawlessness. They're held together in order by groups called syndicates, or basically criminal organizations, and mercenary groups. There's also fixers, which are basically more organized mercenary groups. Like literally, you pay a fixer association or a fixer office to do whatever job you need is for them to do, and that's what they're for. There's also the outskirts, which are outside the city limits. There's just monsters and horrible shit. And if you're in the outskirts, you can't get back into the city. If you go outside, you really can't get back in unless you have special privileges. The outskirts are basically desolate except for the monsters. The city just sounds like nice city. It kind of is, but the one thing that Cyberpunk universe doesn't have that the Project Moon universe does have is called the ruins. The ruins are beyond the outskirts. The ruins is basically Zinch's domain. You go out into the ruins. The reality is just a mild suggestion. There is nothing out there in the ruins that makes any sense. And you will probably get your mind melted and then die horribly, if not get mutated horribly by whatever monster you run into out there. The ruins are terrible. And that's like the ruins of the old city. The ruins of the rest of the world, I believe, is why they're called that way. Because the only thing that's left to humanity is the city. That's why it's just called the city. Obviously, the districts have different names. The neighborhoods have different names. The villages have different names. Yeah. The city's a horrible place. The city's a horrible place. It is run by the head, and nobody knows who or what the head is, and the rules make no fucking sense. There are also, I think, as far as we know, there are the 5 fingers of the back streets. The 5 fingers are, or the hand of the back streets is like how you want to call them. The hand of the back streets is divided. They're basically 5 different criminal organizations called the fingers. Each of the fingers has their own way of operating and doing things. I think we do not know how the ring operates. No, we don't know how the pinky operates. We know how the other ones operate, and we've met 3 of them so far. So, the thumb basically operate like the Italian mob. That's basically what they are. They actually have ranks that are Italian in name, like the Sotto Capo, all these other things. So basically, they're the Sicilian mafia. And they also have a very, very strict code of conduct involving respecting your superiors. If you disrespect your superior at all, you get punished for it corporally. Like if you go into somebody's house, the owner of the house, and you interrupt them or speak them out or speak out of turn, in order to make penance for that action, that transgression, you cut out your tongue. And this is something that all members of the Thumb adhere to, where like they'll be like, forgive me for my transgression, and they'll just slice off their own tongue. Like that's just how they operate. The ring, we don't really know much about the ring other than the fact that they're a bunch of really weird artists, and their canvas is the human body, and their pigments are, fluids. So they're like the mad artists. They very, very are much concerned about creating the best art possible, and sometimes the best art is created using actual people to do it. The middle is kind of fun. The middle are all about justice and vengeance, and they view themselves all as one big family, like literally one big family. Their ranks are like little brother, little sister, big sister, elder sister. They probably also have a mother and a father at the very top of the ranks. They're all about like basically enacting on vengeance. Like there is a dude that we've run into twice so far named Ricardo. Ricardo basically had his safe broken into by Heathcliff because Heathcliff was broke into the safe, and he found some coupons or some vouchers for a day at a salon. So he took these salon vouchers, or in the case of the game, calls them hair coupons. He took them out of the safe. Ricardo chased us down to kill us for taking his salon vouchers. And any insult and anything we say to him that is an insult, he writes down in his big book of vengeance, and there is an appropriate punishment for doing that specific thing. That is the case. They actually reference it in certain things, like Article 5, Section 2 of the Book of Vengeance. The punishment to be meted out is breaking his arm in 3 different ways or some shit like that. It is in the book, and they follow the book. And then you have the Index, who basically collect ties by having people do really weird shit, as dictated by a seismograph. Is that? I think it is Jericho's list. It's close enough to Jericho's list. Like I actually let me show you Ricardo for a second too. Let me see. Let me see if I can actually bring up a good picture of him. Yeah, okay, so I'll show him here real quick. Where is this up? Boop. There's Ricardo. And that thing around his waist, that's his Book of Vengeance. And if you're wondering why he has all these tattoos, those are power tattoos. They actually give him strength. Whatever is in those tattoos actually makes him, like, basically superhuman. But yeah, the Index gives very vague orders that are interpreted by somebody living underneath the city and watching a seismograph. And whatever the seismograph says, like it tells them who to give the order to and what the order is. And sometimes the order is like, Ricardo's a One Piece character. I mean, he basically is. People are compared to Don Flamingo, like, what is it? Don Quixote Do Flamingo. People are compared to that guy too. He looks like Do Flamingo. He really does. So the orders that are given to you by the Index can be and these are considered taxes that they collect in order for protection from other syndicates. If you're under protection of the Index, you need to adhere to these decrees. I think the decrees, I forget what they're called. I think they're called prescripts. You have to adhere to them. Do whatever they say. So what is like, some of the prescripts are like, you know, walk 500 steps, turn left, walk another 500 steps, turn right, and then stab the first person you see 3 times in the chest. Or it could be eat a hamburger with no cheese and no vegetables, just meat and the bun. That could be your prescript. And you better eat that burger or they're going to come and kill you. I am completely serious. If you get a, no matter how weird the order is, you got to do it. Yeah. Oh.
뭐야? 왜 갑자기?
Colleen reached out and gently yet indifferently held his mother's violently trembling hands.
하잖아요, 어머니. 그 고귀한 이름이니까요.
The name is too noble.
그렇지. 아무나 입에 담을 만큼 가벼운 이름이 결코 아니니. 아무렴 그렇고 말고.
Let's see. It just sounds like an anomaly in and of itself. No, it's just he literally will take out a pen and write things in the book. Like if you say his hair looks dumb, he'll be like, that's going in the book. Pulls out the book. Let's see. Page. Let's check the index. All right, so we got hair, we got insults. We got insults related to body. We got insults. Here we go. Hair insults. Page 452. Then it's like if they said that your hair is too short, do this. If they say that your hair is too long. Okay, so you said that my hair looked dumb. You do not like the look of my hair in general. So for that transgression, we gotta stab your foot. That's how they operate. That's how the middle operates. They're really fucking weird. All of them are. How many pages is this damn book? I don't know. Like the book has spaces for every transgression that somebody commits. So you can just write. So there's like blank pages in the book that you can write in. But there's also a list of every transgression somebody can make. Based on like what they do. Again, I'm just making up numbers as I go along, but still, the thing is, like, he has a book, and the book has rules for every eventuality of anything that you can do to piss off a member of the middle. They have a rule for it. They have a rule for it, and then they tell you, like, you know, what needs to be done. Most of the punishments are literally just beating the person up. That's literally what most of the punishments are, just beating them up. Also, I forgot to mention, there's also something called the sweepers. Sweepers. Let me see if I can pull up an image of these things again. I should really have this up. Let's see. Sweepers. Okay. So. Okay, so what's this for? Oh, this is a chapter of the sweepers, but it doesn't actually have any information on them because it's not actually. Oh, it's them killing sweepers. I think I'm gonna see what they actually. Or is actually something involving the sweepers. Okay, so I'm just gonna show this real quick. Where is this? Boop. So these are sweepers. These fine, friendly fellows are sweepers. So, and you can take a look at like what one looks like right there. That's a sweeper. So, to explain the sweepers a little bit, while this is up, these sweepers are a creation of the head of the city, like the main governing body of the city, in order to sweep out the back streets every night at 3:13 a.m. There is something that for about 80 minutes, there is something called the Night in the Back Streets, where these things swarm the back streets and get rid of and basically clean them. Like literally street sweeping, like sweeping the streets like a street sweeper, like a street cleaner. That's what they do. This can include garbage or people, still living or corpses. They just clean it all up for about 80 minutes. That's what they do. Their existence is this tank on their back. That is the body of the sweeper. Not the actual thing that we're looking at, not this weird thing in the suit. That's not a sweeper. This tank is the sweeper. And it controls the body. And so what the sweepers do is they put anything that they collect into that tank and pulp it up in order to make sure that they have enough mass to continue living. They have their own society and they do speak. Nobody can understand them though, because they just basically warble. But that's them. That's what they do. And the first time we saw them in action was in the last Canto, and there were so many of them. It was literally like a zombie horde overrunning the back streets when these guys were out and about. There were a lot. It is, if you're out in the back streets and you got caught in the night in the back streets, which is when the sweepers are out, you either just need to fucking hide or accept death. That's how bad, that's how many there are for these guys. Yeah, there are so many of them. Let me turn my thing off again. All right.
이쪽도 원래 이름이란 게 있었어?
You also have an old name and a new name?
그거 있잖아. 피사에서 홍루 보고 보옥도련님이라고 불렀어.
I got Hong the Young Master Bao, yeah.
지난번 홍원에서 결투할 때도 가시 가문의 보옥이라고 이름을 밝혔었죠. 사정이 있어서 다른 이름을 쓰는구나 했지만요.
No, this is actual name. Bao of the Jia family.
뭐 우리랑 다르게 고귀하신 이름이다 이거냐? 부르면 닳기라도 하나.
고작 이름인데 부른다고 닳진 않아요. 아, 하지만 닳는다고 믿으시는 분들도 계셨던 것 같네요.
Some people believe that his names that names have value. Yeah, he just doesn't care. He just really doesn't fucking care.
그 이름을 여기저기서 쓰고 다니지 않은 건 잘했구나.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to have his name to be associated with whatever he was doing, which also makes sense.
그래. 네 소중한 이름이 저자에 널리 퍼지면 너를 암습할 자가 얼마나 많겠니?
And it occurs night to the die. Okay, it also was to do for his protection as well. If you keep hearing me crunching on things, that's because I'm eating fucking cheese crackers while I'm watching this.
루틴의 말씀대로 홍루 씨의 본명은 H사에 한 번이라도 연이 닿은 자라면 충분히 홍원의 일원이라는 걸 알아차릴 수 있는 지명도를 갖고 있죠.
대부분의 이름에는 그 근원이 담겨져 있다고 하오. 가령 동부에서는 부모가 자식에게 이름을 지을 때 어떻게 세상에 쓰일 것인지를 담아 짓곤 하지.
Let's see. Is it imbue them with meaning and it carries the wish for the children's place in the use in the world. Okay. Let me take a look. Yeah, that just reminds me of the Jukimu name where they just need to get everything.
내 놈, 이름의 뜻이 뭐지?
What's your name mean?
제 이름은 부모님뿐만 아니라 많은 분의 소망을 담아서 만들어졌죠. 태어날 때부터 옥을 가지고 태어났다는 뜻이랍니다.
Means I was born with the precious jade.
가고 끔찍하군.
Hong Lu's better. Oh yeah, he's a fucking oven man. Hello, Crawler. How you doing? How you holding up? we're just going through this steadily. Good, I should disappear again. Okay, very well then. Have a good day. He's trying to whisper. Okay.
나도 부르던 대로 부를란다. 혹시라도 보옥도련님 뭐 이딴 이름으로 불러대야 한다면 차라리 길잡이 그 작자한테 키워놓는 게 나을 테니까.
Wow. All right. Yeah. I mean, Vergilius is still a fucking monster, but yeah, I'd rather take a punch from Virgil than call him Young Master Bao Yu. I could feel the horrified gaze of the servant staring at us.
네, 계속 홍루라고 불러주셔도 괜찮답니다.
귀빈들께선 자리에 앉아주시길 청하옵니다. 곧 음식을 내올 것이니.
Please see yourselves honored guests. The food will be served soon.
야, 이게 다
What the fuck is that? Hello, version 2 of Crawler. How many crawlers are there? How many versions do you have? I was looking at this, like, this is what they have. That is a big fucking, like, shellfish. Look at that. You got the fucking tail right there. What is this thing? There's like a giant fish.
이거 진짜 먹으라고 주는 거 맞아요?
Loki nice. Nice. I don't think I've ever been intimidated by food before. Honestly, V3. There was quite literally a mountain of dishes on the table. I was starting to wonder if the purpose of these dishes was more to flaunt their wealth in the face of a reasonable amount of food.
이거 말이야. 리필 되는 거지?
The first version escaped from containment. Anyway, what's up with those empty seats over there? Are we still counting time for some guests to arrive?
그건 아닐 것 같아요. 이곳에 참석하는 걸 원하지 않은 이 대관원 어딘가에 있는.
Dagwanyan. Also, guys, I should make mention real quick that Dagwanyan, the estate for that we're here in Honglu's like home, it is the size of a town. It is literally the size of a town. Like Honglu has stated in this, like a little bit earlier before, that he had his own fucking building here. Not a room, not a wing, a fucking building just for him. And that this was common for all of the children of his family. It is insane. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a soda because I'm getting fucking thirsty. I just been here for like just yapping for way too long, but I'll be right back in a little bit. Let's see.
오늘은 저를 환영하기 위해 만들어진 자리니까요. 있어봤자 시간 낭비라고 생각하는 걸 거예요.
Welcome.
I have returned. I am back. Also, V2, thank you for the follow. I hope to see your other birds at some point as well. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see. Yep, Bangalore, I'm sure they believe it's all a waste of time to attend, yeah.
거참 얼마나 부지런하게 사는 사람들이길래.
Maybe it's some real busy. I mean, they got food like this all the fucking time. I'm pretty sure they're fine.
감옥께서 당도하셨나이다.
Jamu. Okay.
감옥께서 당도하셨나이다.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Jamu is the grandmother. With the announcement, other silence quickly devoured the busy hubbub of the banquet. Those who were sitting quickly rose to their feet and bowed, while those who were standing knelt down on all fours, their backs bent so low that their foreheads were nearly touching the floor. The woman walking out from between them, the crowd itself parting down the middle from her sheer presence.
아, 할머니가 오셨네요.
Was Honglu's grandmother, family hierarch of H-Corps, and its chief executive director. Zamu's presence was at once warm, gentle, yet immense and overwhelming, like a personification of an insurmountable mountain.
가모님을 뵙습니다. 가모님을 뵙습니다.
뭐야? 우리도 숙여야 해? 고개?
이미 접시에 고개를 파묻고 있으니까 괜찮지 않을까?
I forgot, yeah, Roja is just a bunch of big eater, so we're good there. Oh, the hay show. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what branch the hay show those are. I think they're snake branches. Guys, everything's gonna be fine as long as we don't do anything stupid. Someone's gonna do something stupid, aren't they? As everyone's bowing before Jamu, awed and humbled, only Hanlu looked straight at Jamu without bowing. And then he got up from his seat and walked toward her.
할머니, 오랜만에 인사드려요.
보옥도련님, 가까이 올라오시죠.
It seemed that a special permission was needed to even stand next to her, as Honglu was allowed to approach her only after the servant gave him the go-ahead.
보가 얼마나 고단하고 여의치 않은 여정이었느냐.
그렇지 않아요, 할머니. 함께했던 분들이 모두 친절히 대해주신 덕에 새로운 걸 많이 배울 수 있었는걸요?
I mean, Honglu was killed multiple times too, so.
배움을 통달하고자 했다면 어떤 학문이든 다 빼어난 선생을 모셔 글방에 앉혀놓을 수도 있었겠지만
You'll learn much in the halls of erudition from them.
글방에 앉아 아무리 학문에 능통해졌다 하더라도 그저 그뿐일 뿐. 우리는 보기 네가 세상 물정에 능통해지고 세월을 허투루 보내지 않길 바라였다.
네, 알아요, 할머니. 과분한 기회였다는 걸요.
Yeah, he was stuck in the land illusion for quite a while, I believe.
그래도 가주 자리를 내려놓기 전에 이렇게 잊지 않고 들려줘서 고맙구나.
아무래도 홍루건이 림버스 컴퍼니에 합류한 것은 일종의 그란 트리스머였던 모양이군.
Did you just say Gran Turismo? A Grand Tour. Honglu signed up to Limbus company as a Gran Turismo of sorts.
그란 트리스머? 그게 뭔데?
너희 둘 다 주둥이에 집어넣은 것 좀 삼키고 말할 수는 없나?
유명한 집안의 도련님들은 본격적인 대외 활동에 나서기 전에
Grand Tour.
여행을 보내기도 한다네.
The Gran Turismo, yeah. Before they are to commence their public activities. Okay, yeah, they're basically out to see the world, then come back. That's what this is for.
책으로는 배울 수 없는 다양한 경험을 얻고 바깥의 문물에 익숙해지기 위함이다.
Yep. Go familiar with the world outside.
저기 있는 시춘이와는 이미 한 번 인사를 나누었다지.
You know, Zishun in the world, yep.
총명한 아이야. 가주 심사 또한 허튼 마음으로 나가는 것이 아닐 테다.
See, then the same.
맞아요. 시춘이라면 영민하게 잘 해내겠죠.
그래. 어르신들께는 인사를
Hey.
드렸느냐?
Pay visits to the revered. Well, who the fuck are the revered elders?
방문드리려고요.
Oh,
왕부인도
to the graves.
이곳으로 올라오거라.
송구합니다, 가모님.
Honglu's mother hurried up to where Jamu stood.
하나뿐인 아들이 출가하여 강호를 떠돌고 있으니 마음이 편치 않을 것이다.
아닙니다, 가모님. 저는 우리 보기가 이렇게 제 몫을 하는 사내가 되어 무탈한 모습으로 돌아오니 그것만으로도 더 이상 바랄 게 없습니다.
I mean, he died several times. Oh yeah, they don't know that he died several times.
그러니 보가 재촉할 생각은 없지만 다음 출가 날짜는
Oh, we're back to this point again.
아직 정해진 건 없어요, 어머니.
그렇구나. 나는 그저 이곳에 계속 머물러 있다가는 네 소임을 다하지 못하고 저물까봐 염려스럽단다. 어서 소임을 다하고 돌아와야 가모님께서 맺어주신 그 약조도 지키지 않겠니?
What is this agreement?
잃지도 말고 잊지도 말거라. 너는 우리 가문의 하나뿐인 옥이니 우리의 둘도 없는 진귀한 보물. 이 속세에 남아있지 말고 때가 되면 다시 떠나 그 가치를 다하거라.
그럴게요, 할머니, 어머니.
And we're back to the present now, I guess. Yeah, because we had to go through all this stuff to get there. So, I want to see how many no's this is. Cause like, if I think it's only like maybe 14 or so. Do Baochai, and then let's see. Yeah, the art for this is just fucking amazing. Do Baochai. It's gonna be a while until I get to another battle. I think this is like 7. This is new node 7, I believe. I thought the stairs were due to chew uncomfortably through this incredibly awkward meal, but Zhang Mu and her retinue of Heisho left the banquet hall quite promptly after that exchange. It was as though they had no more reason to remain there.
어찌하여 저들은 홍루군이 당도하자마자 떠나는 날을 묻는 것인가?
그러게요. 아끼는 것처럼 보이다가도.
아끼는 모습도 통상적인 가정에서 자식을 애틋하게 여기는 감정과는 다소 일반적이지 않은 방향성이었다.
Yeah, so I guess they care for him in their own way, but it's a really weird way to care for him. Hello? That's one unfamiliar. Chipper voice hopped jovially into our conversation.
먼저 찾아주지 않았어.
Zhu Baochai. Oh, that's the. Oh, God.
출발했을 때 이후로 쭉 같았단 말이야.
I was saying the same as the part here. Zhu Baochai, as I believe the other romance option in not romance option, but the other character in the love triangle. Take a look here. Zhu Baochai. Zhu Baochai is one of the principal characters in the what is it? In the Dream of the Red Chamber. Yep. Describes extremely beautiful and socially graceful. Her attributes complement those of her cousin Lin Daiyu. It has been suggested the two women are complements of one another. Each has exactly the attributes of Cao Zhuking's ideal woman, which the other lacks. The only other daughter of Aunt Zhu and the younger sister Zhu Pan, a yokel jingling bully. Yeah, Lady Wang. Okay, yeah. Eventually marries Jia Baiyu. So yeah, she is the one that marries Jia Baiyu. Let's see. Baiu's romance and relationship with Lin Daiyu and Zhu Baochai forms one of the novel's main plot lines. Lin Daiyu. I forget which one this was. Oh yeah, Lin Daiyu is the flower. Lin Daiyu is the flower. And then Zhu Baochai is the one that was part of the arranged marriage. Have you seen version 1 and 2? Oh god, hello Crawler 3. How are you? Yeah, they were just here. You missed them though. I've been staying in the same building ever since you departed here.
아, 보차 누나구나. 오랜만이야. 여기까지 와서 자리를 채워준 거구나. 고마워.
You come all the way to welcome my welcome banquet to fill a seat.
보기가 오는지 미리 알았더라면 우리 설씨 가문의 다른 사람들까지 불러왔을 텐데. 반 오라버니도 얼마나 보기의 안부를 궁금해.
Oh, Zhu Pan, yeah. Jupan was thinking about his friends too, I believe.
허기나.
Yeah, sure he was. Jishin, who had been sitting in complete silence for the entire banquet, muttered quietly to herself.
복, 이곳에 온 다음에 또 누구에게 인사를 올렸어?
부모님과 가모님께 방금 문안 드렸어.
정말? 그러면 내가 첫 번째네.
She made a cheerful remark before leaning closer to his eye.
복은 언제 보아도 아름지고 깨끗하다.
Oh, someone's actually mentioned the jade eye that he has. Jesus Christ.
네가 떠난 뒤에도 계속 기억하려고 그 색과 똑같은 목걸이를 만들어서 매일 걸고 다녔어. 어때? 잘 보여?
I have a feeling she's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, Zhuba Shai is the one that he gets married, is the one that Jia Baiyu gets married to in the book. It's part of an arranged marriage. But I think Lin Daiyu is the one he really wants to marry. Because Lin Daiyu is the flower that the stone falls in love with.
그렇구나. 계속 기억해줬다니 고마워.
저 그런데 누구야?
아니, 오랜만에 분위기 좋아한데까 참 그새를 못 참고.
Roji has stepped forward, unable to stand the curiosity.
여기는 말이죠?
보차라고 한답니다. 설가 보차. 보우기와 깊은 인연을 맺고 있답니다.
Yeah, very proudly. Is she already married to him?
깊은 인연? 혼인을 언약한 사이니 깊은 인연이라 부르는 게.
He is my betrayer. He's already married. Oh yeah, by the way, here's my wife.
그렇게 놀라실 일도 아니랍니다. 어르신들이 지나가듯 약속해서 맺는 인연은 워낙 흔하니까요.
아니 그래도 말 한마디라도 해주지 그랬어.
You can say, yeah. Halu just doesn't tell that he's married, but whatever.
어차피 제가 혼인을 하는 건 이 림버스 컴퍼니를 떠났을 때.
Oh no, he's just engaged. I won't be married until I leave Limbus.
그러니 굳이 알릴 필요는 없다고 생각했답니다.
저 아까 살짝 들렸는데 보호기의 친구분들이시라고요?
Also, yeah. By the way, at least in the book, Zhu Baoshai and Lin Daiyu are Jia Baiyu's first cousins, which isn't that weird, given the time period the book was written, which was like 1866 or something like that.
보호기가 지금까지 바깥에서 어떤 생활을 하고 지냈는지 너무너무 궁금한데 괜찮다면 소녀에게 그대들의 여행기를 들려주실 수 있을까요?
어리는 가라. 함부로 들을 이야기가 아니야.
We let's forget. How old is she in this?
왜요? 저 피비린내 나는 이야기 엄청 좋아하는데.
Oh, okay. Now she's speaking Ryoshi's language.
보차 누나의 취미 중 하나가 도시 괴담 서적 모으기였거든요.
그렇다면 조금만 들려주도록 할까?
Okay, Ryoshi, what you got for us?
다른 분들은요? 저 모험담 정말 좋아하는데.
Yeah. We can talk about how we fought somebody who tried to how we got inside of a giant whale, and we fought an old lady who tried to gaslight us into killing each other. We could talk about how we fought a crusader who hated prosthetics to the point that she murdered an entire village full of people wearing prosthetics, and then she turned into a giant monster. You gotta keep track of it. You gotta keep track of which one you are crawling. But yes, yeah, I think I think two of you are here right now at least. So we're missing the first one. The only one we're missing is the first one.
그 말 앞으로 후회하지 않을 자신 있겠어?
And where's the first one? First one's hiding, I guess, too, isn't he?
자, 앉아보시게. 이제부터 끝내주게 용맹스러운 모험담의 이야기가 펼쳐질 테니. 옛날 어느 동굴에 무시무시한 곰이 살고 있었지.
Raise this on for this particularly old and terrifying. Oh God, the bear. Oh no, she was there with that too. Yeah. She was there for that one. Why don't we all go back to our residences?
오늘도 화가 많이 났구나. 네 세가의 사람들이 큰 전투에 휘말려서 많이 줄었다고 들었어. 어찌나 안타까웠던지 눈물을 닦았던 순수가.
Okay, yeah. Jishun's entire retinue got killed in a fucking La Mancha land, except for Wei. Wei was the only one who survived of everybody that she had hired to go with her into La Mancha land.
벌써 설씨가의 귀에도 들어갔구나. 맞아? 하지만 그런 건 가주대전에서 보여줄 활약과는 아무 관계 없어.
Wait, what? What the fuck does she bring? I'm trying to think, what does she bring? Hold on a second. But she didn't bring anything with us during like the La Mancha land stuff. I think we parted ways with her like halfway through the mirror dungeon, but I forget what she actually. Oh no, I remember. Knowledge of the rivers underneath the city, the rivers in the ruins.
시춘이는 언제나 자신감 있어 보여서 보기 좋은 거 있지? 그리고 보차 언니도 조심하는 게 좋을 걸. 보옥 오빠 저렇게 맹하게 웃는 척하다가 뒤통수 치는 게 못 본 사이에 재주가 된 것 같으니까. 갑자기 뒤통수 치는 게 재주가 되었다니 무슨 소리야?
Baoshai, are you going crazy?
시춘이랑 사이가 조금 틀어졌거든.
Let's see. I just wanted to check some things real quick before moving onwards. Bum. Oh, all right, let's go.
아하, 시춘이가 너를 포섭하려고 했던 모양이구나. 탐낼만 했을 거야. 보기는 옛날부터 언제나 해맑게 웃고만 있었는데도 누구보다 실력이 일치월장했으니까.
그냥 하다 보니까 잘 되었어.
Doesn't work out that way.
좀 재수없는 스타일이긴 했었다. 그치? 저런 유형도 드물지만 있는 법이니까요.
Alright, what are they talking about? I had to read the script again. Why do you eat chairs? He's always excited whatever she does without stressing out or losing that happy smile. Yep. Yeah, they're just annoying because he's just so good at everything without trying.
그러고 보니 혹시 치우 오라버니.
Okay, I'll trust your judgment on that.
만난 적 있어?
Q?
나는 못 보았지만 이분들은 만났어.
Oh yeah, we were into Q, yeah.
다행이네.
You placed a hand over her chest, though she just survived an incredibly dangerous accident before eyeing us anxiously.
어떻게 되었어? 사이와를 포섭하려고 했던 건 알아. 포섭이라고 믿는 사람은 사이와 걔만 빼고 아무도 없었던 것 같지만.
I had no idea what you guys are doing, but you're welcome to do it. Also, what about eating a couch? Or you tried a couch? Or any other pieces of furniture besides just chairs? Let's see. It's a pretty open secret among the candidates that Jakku was trying to ally with Shiyua.
같이 있던 이와 형님의 목이 잘렸어.
Let's see. The company brother Iwa's head off when he was with us. Yeah.
어머, 팽이 언니 종이었니?
Oh my god. H.
이번이 세 번째인가 그럼? 이와도 참 여전히 그 경거망동한 버릇을 못 고친다니까. 치우 오라버니는
Chew, yeah.
전이 다가왔으니 곧 올 거라고 생각은 했어. 뒷골목에 돈다는 그 흉흉한 노랫말엔 대감원에
The Guanyan's
사람이 없을 거야.
other creepy song. So yeah, he was there.
소식이 들려올 때마다 대관원 분위기가
And Hasir Dangwas. They tend to mention of him.
정말. 그래도 다행이지. 치우 오라버니는 가주대전에서
Oh yeah, because she's not part of the family. That's why.
어째서지?
당연히 곧바를 죽이기엔 제가 지나치게
No. Yeah, you're gonna fucking die.
그리고 치우 오라버니가 목표로 하는 게 뭔지는 모르겠지만
All right.
저희 설씨 가문은
You guys gonna head out? Have a good one. I think you're heading out. I can't tell. I can't tell. Where the keys goes over, they probably had nothing to do with the Jew family. Baochai took a step towards Honolulu, leaning close to his face.
오, 여전히 내게서 좋은 향이 나고 있는 것 같아?
보천 누나에게선 고약한 향이 난 적이 한 번도 없었는걸?
Alright, see you guys. See ya, have a good one. See, you've never read Big Sister Baochai.
오, 나는 쭉 형무원을 거쳐하고 있어. 떠나기 전 꼭 내게 들려줘야 해.
You're playing court, okay. Hang Yuan. Okay, promise to pay me a visit before you leave. With that, she gracefully walked out of the room.
이만 돌아가는 게 어떨까요? 이곳은 해시만 되어도 곧바로 캄캄해지거든요.
Hi, Hour.
집 왜 떠났냐?
별거 아니랍니다. 어릴 때 종종 같이 놀던 누나예요.
She's a big sister I used to play with when I was a child.
제게 친절을 보여주신 얼마 안 되는 분 중 하나였죠.
One of the very few in Daguanyan was nice to me. Okay. So where should we head to next?
이런 집이면 이번엔 정말 기대해봐도 되는 거지?
I'm just going over something real quick. All right, but yeah, I was like looking up some stuff about like was it Lin Dayu and was it Xiao Shai, which is Xiao Shai, and this is just very strange. You say to access something to your Ritzy, yeah. Stay at my building. Okay, yeah, so they can stay with Honglu in his building.
그리 멀지 않아서 가마 없이도 금방 갈 수 있답니다.
How else would you get around here? I gotta guess they have palanquins around here, or some other form of transportation to get around the around the estate. Yihongwan. Clear with intent, so yeah. This is the next fight, so yep, we're good here.
늦겠다. 뛰자.
We do not have a good Honglu ID, otherwise I would bring him with me to these fights. Give me 1 second, I'll get some.
자, 여기랍니다.
I'm back. Get back into it. I just want to see something real quick. I want to.
가깝다고 한 것 치곤
Very long walk. Still technically within walking distance, but yeah.
이 홍원이라고 부른답니다.
Joyous Red Court, yeah. Ihangran, yeah.
홍원에서 제일 향긋한 꽃나무로 만든 방이어서 숨을 크게 들이쉬면 말이죠. 이렇게 꽃내음이 코끝을 타고 퍼져요. 다른 건물은 안 그러는데 말이죠.
과히 그렇구려. 보이지도 않는 것이 제법 향기롭소.
Unseen and invisible thing. Okay. This place is huge. You've been living here alone all along?
네. 더 넓은 방에서 지내라고 하셨지만 여기가 마음에 들어서요.
도련님, 오랜만에 인사드립니다.
Jiren. Oh, hey, is she?
스빈, 잘 지냈어?
네, 평소와 같았습니다.
Jiren watched us emotionlessly as our rowdy crowd poured into the yard. Her expression did not change even when she saw Honglu, who presumably hadn't been home in quite some time. Yeah, I guess she's been subject to the bullets as well, to some degree.
이분들은 도련님의 손님이신가요? 방을 안내해드리겠습니다. 따라오시죠.
저는 따로 방문할 때가 있어서요. 금방 다녀올게요.
어디를 가시는 겐가? 우리도 함께.
No, he has to go to this place alone. I'm gonna guess he's going to a communal grave.
아, 괜찮아요. 어르신들께 문안 인사를 드리는 것뿐인 거라 혼자 가는 편이 좋아요.
Yeah, so yeah, he's going to he's going to the familiar grave plot.
자, 이쪽으로.
뭐 어느 작전이나 그랬지만 이렇게 현장까지 직접 와서야 겨우 실감이 나네요.
가주 대전 말씀인 거죠?
The evaluation still hasn't even started yet, though.
다른 후보들은 이것 하나만을 위해 몇 년을 준비해 왔다고 하니까요. 저희는 그걸 하룻밤 만에 해내야만 하는 거고요.
나는 벼락치기 타입이어서 그런가 그렇게 생각하니까 오히려 자신감이 붙는데?
부조리한 상황에서 임무를 수행해야 하는 것은 이번이 처음이 아니다.
상관없지 않겠나. 어차피 우리가 노리는 것은 가주의 자리가 아니지 않나.
It's to get the bow. Oh yeah, so yeah, a few hours ago. So we actually get the plan now.
이지 않겠어요? 그래도 저희의 목표가 가주 대전의 1등이 아니라는 게
1등을 할 필요가 없다는 말인 겐가?
당연하죠. 저희가 왜 수감자를 홍원의 가주로 만들겠어요?
외부인을 앉히는 것보다는 회사 소속의 인물을 날개의 대표로 앉혔을 때 안정적으로 조종할 수 있지 않나.
일이 그렇게 간단하게 굴러가지는 않죠. 그리고 LCB는 LCB로서 해야 하는 일이 아직도 많은걸요.
LCB has much left to do as the LCB, yeah. So, yeah, there's still a lot to do left over, even as the buses. So we can't let him. We cannot let we cannot let a Honglu become the leader of the company yet.
그러면 뭐 우승 그러니까 1등이 아니어도 뭔가 떨어지는 게 있으니까 하는 거겠지?
가주 심사에서 10등 안에 든 사람은 순위 순서로 가문의 창고에서 원하는 물건을 하나 가져갈 수 있는 포상을 받거든요.
Oh, there's a golden bow in the treasury. That's what they're after. So that's what they're doing.
하지만 2등 안에는 들어야 안전하게 저희가 원하는 물건을 확보할 수 있을 거라는 결론을 냈습니다.
아, 괜히 기분 잡치네. 까짓거 1등 해봐?
못 보던 사이에 자신감이 어마어마하게 느셨군요.
뭐 별별 일 다 겪긴 했지. 우리가
그리고 그 홍원의 어마어마한 만물 창고에 어떤 것이 있었게요?
A single golden bow. Yep. How'd they get one?
네, 그 진정한 가치도 모른 채 다른 보물들 사이에 파묻혀 있는 상태랍니다.
그래서 파우스트, 아까 소드 과장이 말한
For the
1차전
first-
작전이라는 건 뭐지?
Oh, okay, so I actually have a strategy for the first round.
그러고 보니 파우스트 양에게 넌 짓이 이해했냐는 듯 묻고 넘어갈 뿐 우리에게 말하지는 않았구려.
가주 심사 1차전의 내용은 지금까지 후손들이 대관원의 어르신들을 위해 준비해왔던 것을
What did the Senate have prepared? We didn't bring anything though. What did the Senate have prepared, huh? This is what must be what Jashi Shun's been referring to this whole time.
네, 불로불사에 관한 것이죠. 즉, 각자가 생각하고 있는 진정한 불로불사란 무엇인가에 대한 답을 보이는 자리입니다.
They bring okay to demonstrate their idea of true immortality. Right. So what's the answer to true immortality then?
그건 파우스트도 내놓을 수 없는 답입니다.
He has no fucking idea.
뭐 하자는
다만 진정한 불로불사의 실마리가 있는 듯 흉내를 내볼 수는 있죠.
Oh, we're gonna kill Hong Lu and resurrect him with Dante's powers as the clock.
답을 원하는 건 그들이니 우리를, 정확히 말하자면 홍루 씨를 떨어뜨리진 않을 겁니다.
그럴듯해 보인다면 악착같이 매달릴 테니까 그런 이야기인가?
그렇습니다.
그 가모인가는 제일 높아 보이는 사람도 그 녀석을 많이 아낀다며. 가산점 같은 걸 줄지 어떻게 알아?
홍로 그자가 중요한 쓰임.
That's what we're using Hong Lu for. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna kill him and then we're gonna resurrect him with the clock.
그건
네, 맞아요. 이제 제 차례가 돌아온 거죠.
It is my turn to be used.
언제 오셨어요?
Just now, I guess. All nonchalantly chimed into the conversation, having slipped between us unnoticed. Hey, you're back pretty soon, huh? Unfortunately, what Otis just said could sound quite crass depending on how you cut it. Oh, you don't have to. Don't mind what she said.
걸러들을 필요가 없었는걸요? 저의 쓰임새는 홍원에 있는 황금가지를 회수하기 위한 것, 그리고 그러기 위해 가주 대전에 나가는 것이니까요. 그릇된 말은
Your use.
쓰이는 거 모두가 기뻐할 수 있는 쪽으로 흘러가게 되면 좋겠네요.
모두가 기뻐하기에는 시춘군 아까도 눈이 마주쳤는데 엄청 생코김을 내면서 피해버렸소만.
What is she? What is her strategy? Chun. All his eyes twinkled briefly as though he was shifting into a dream.
다시 사이가 좋아지게 될 줄은 몰랐어요. 비록 지금은 다시 원래 상태로 되돌아갔지만 잠깐이라도 꼭 어린 시절로 돌아간 것 같았거든요. 이제는 까마득하고 다시 오지 않을 시절이죠.
방금 뭐라고 했어? 지금 제정신으로 그 말을 나한테 한 거야?
What do you say?
바보 같은 질문을 했네. 오빠는 평생 취한 적도 없을 테니까 언제나 또렷하고 맑은 정신이었겠지.
What is this?
어차피 내가 이렇게 화내고 소리 질러도 오빠에겐 아무런 타격도 없을 거 아니야. 도대체 그날 무슨 일이 있었길래?
What happened to you? So something happened to Hong Lu.
시춘, 나는
됐어, 마음대로 해. 제대로 된 가족이 한 명쯤은 있을 거라 기대한 내 잘못이지.
So something happened to him. I'm gonna guess Dai Yu got killed. That is my guess. That Mary Hong was wearing a quiet smile even before her hushed anger. But don't you want to be friends with her again?
결국 사람과의 연이란 것도 순간이고 찰나일 뿐일 텐데요. 그러니 저의 뜻이 어떻든 큰 상관이 없답니다.
Hong Lu. A sinner so aloof, so detached, it feels like he's always just floating through the clouds. I once thought he was that was just the kind of guy he was. Someone who just happened to be above everything that's happening around us, instead of just another messed up person with messed up problems of their own. But slowly and gradually, I began to realize there was something off about him under the surface. Hong Lu, about participating in the family hierarchy war. Do you really not feel anything about it? Have you completely excluded yourself from it?
네, 그냥 그런 거구나라고 생각하고 있어요.
관리자님, 애초에 저자의 가치 판단이 이 회사에 유의미한 영향을 끼칠 수는 없을 겁니다.
파우스트도 동의합니다. 수감자에게 작전 수행에 대한 거부권은 존재하지 않으므로.
You know, so I'm gonna check on something because I feel like. There's not the right to refuse their missions, yeah.
사실일 테요. 그에 따르는 마음의 상태까지 무시할 필요는 없다고 보.
마음의 상태라. 하지만 구태여 마음을 들여다보기에 괴로움이 생기는 것 아닐까요?
그것이 무슨...
이곳 대관원에서 머물고 있었을 때는 말이죠. 제게는 수많은 선택지가 끊임없이 지나쳐가곤 했어요. 다른 가문의 그 아이를 죽여야 하는지, 제가 살아남아야 하는지, 죽어가는 저 아이를 두고 그냥 지나쳐야 할지, 도와줘야 할지. 처음에는 제가 무언가 선택해보려 했답니다.
I was just checking something and I didn't get an answer, so I'm just gonna keep going.
그리 오랜 시간이 걸리진 않았어요. 그래서 저는 어떤 것도 택하지 않기로 했답니다. 그게 지금의 저예요. 림버스 컴퍼니에 입사하게 된 후에 좋았던 점은 수도 없이 많지만 제가 무언가 선택하지 않아도 된다는 점이 특히 좋았던 것 같아요.
I was never given a choice. Yeah, he just is ordered to do things.
조금 이상한 것 같은데요.
어라? 분위기가 조용해졌네요.
사담은 여기까지 하도록 하죠. 해야 할 이야기가 많습니다. 그럼 1차 대전의 계획에 대해 말씀드리죠.
Next morning, there's still some time before Tully had to leave.
잘 보이지 않았지만 이 허수아비들은 무엇이요?
아, 아직도 있었네요. 이곳에 자제들이 거처하는 건물
Training cortex, every building.
이런 식의 연무장이 마련되어 있어요.
Oh, those are training dummies, yeah.
걷고 뛸 나이가 될 쯤엔 누구나 이 허수아비들이랑 놀곤 한답니다.
놀이라. 조기 교육은
Why is that guy's head a flaming clock? Oh, Dante? because it's hard to, the very beginning of the game, they don't really explain why this is done, but it's allegorical to the Divine Comedy, where in the Divine Comedy, Dante gets cornered by three beasts and driven through a door into the underworld, where he meets Virgilius, who will guide him through the rest of the layers of hell. That's the premise of the Divine Comedy. In this game, at the beginning of the game, Dante is cornered by three fixers, and his head is chopped off and replaced with the clock. And the clock is actually really useful and the main reason why Limbus Company functions, because the clock connects him to the sinners, and if any of the sinners die, he can then rewind the clock and pull the sinners back out through the gates of hell to resurrect them. But Dante is also, because their head is a clock, they are also mute. They cannot be understood. They can only talk through for, like, the ticking of a clock. That's the only way they can communicate. The sinners can understand them just fine because they're connected to them. That's fine. It's just they can't do anything beyond that. Also, it helps with the fact that in this case, it makes the protagonist of the game genderless. So Dante, we don't know if Dante is a man or a woman, because in this universe you can use Dante as a woman's name. There actually is a woman named Dante in Library of Ruina. She's just an NPC battle character. She's not really important, but she provides like a battle. So we don't know what Dante's gender is, and that helps with that. What's this game making no sense? Yeah, it's a sort of resurrected immortality where where Dante rewinds the clock and has to pull the sinner's souls back through the gates of hell. Like, quite literally, he does this in order to revive them, and he experiences all the pain of their deaths as well. How do you get your Naganru to not die? By having the clock shut down and really, really quickly. Like, bear in mind, there's also a universe where you can have your head replaced by a prosthetic. So you can still live even without your head, as weird as it is. So the whole point of this is, aside from getting the golden bows, is Dante personally wants to find his head. He wants to get his head back. They want to get their head back, and they want to get all their memories back, because apparently all their memories are located in their head.
허수아비랑 어떻게 노는 것인겐가? 그나저나 이 허수아비는 참 근사한 모자를 쓰고 있군.
아, 그건 제가 7살 때 처음 받았던 허수아비예요. 그때는 말이죠. 허수아비도 때리면 아파하는 줄 알았답니다.
모든 어린아이가 처음에는 그리 생각했을 것이야.
I feel like I'm just going to finish this battle and then we're going to call because I'm getting really fucking tired.
그럼 여기에 태어나는 아이들은 어렸을 때부터 이렇게 자라야 하는 거야?
I mean, yeah, they kind of have to.
아, 그건 아니에요.
우와, 이번에 할머니가 형한테 선물로 주셨다는 게... 맞아. 그런데 아직 쓰임새는 잘 모르겠어. 옷 같은 걸 입혀주거나 장신구를 매달아주는 인형 아니겠어?
Oh yeah, that's Dayu. Dayu is dead though. I'm gonna guess Dayu is dead.
보형 집을 지켜주는 수호신 같은 걸지도 몰라.
얼씨구, 이건 말이지 이렇게 쓰는 거라고.
형이 할머니가 준 선물을 때렸어. 오, 그렇게 하면
It's a train it, yeah.
아파해? 참나.
It's a wooden training dummy.
이렇게 자라나야 살아남을 수 있다는 게 더 정확할 거예요.
생각보다 제대로 된 수모.
WTD, yep, wooden training dummy.
생각보다 정교하게 설계된 물건 같은데 출발하기까지 제법 시간이 남았으니 사용해보는 것도 나쁘지 않겠군.
Oh, okay, yeah, so we're actually gonna train on them.
땀내는 거 싫은데.
뭐 위험한 것도 아니고 컨디션도 체크할 겸 써보는 것도 괜찮겠네요.
들었나 제군들? 지금부터 우리는 관리자님의 명령에 따라 전력으로 허수아비를 상대한다.
Hey, I didn't even give an order. Ah, well, one hope to get our blood pumping now. All right, so yeah, so the battles against the training dummies, cool. We'll just do this and then we'll head out for the night. Unless there's like more training dummies fights after this, that are just fights.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해
잘근 씹어버리겠네.
하던 대로 해보십시오.
There are 11 train dummies we have to kill.
네, 잘 들어갔네요. 크게 의미 있는 성과는 아니지만요.
This is a weird fight. This is such a weird fight.
전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
불쌍하게 울고 좀
적합한 조치였습니다.
가치없.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
This is the weirdest fucking fight.
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요. 나쁘지 않은 시간.
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
시간 끌지 말고.
I gotta fight the wood train dummies. Yeah, the train dummies got hands. Yeah. I haven't even looked at their stats yet because I'm just destroying them, but still.
이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
I have a feeling that the train dummies actually have, like, they didn't say they were engineered. So that's probably what's happening, that the dummies have like some sort of automation in them. Let's see, skills. Pinpoint strike, circular roundhouse strikes, circular roundhouse, point strike, circular roundhouse strike, encounter. If the unit failed to hit with the skill, gain class power next turn equals the number of turns this unit failed to hit this. You hit any with the skill to reset the above stack. Oh yeah, so they actually are, yeah. They do get harder to hit if they lose clashes.
길 좀 막지 마.
전투 감각.
Alright.
다음에 다른 개체에게도 다시 해봐줄래? 영상으로
도통
남기면
알아들을
다른
수
직원에게도
없는
도움이 되지 않냐?
승부 좋겠어. 4번 수감.
There we go. If I hadn't actually like leveled up my units before this, then I'm pretty sure the train dummies would have actually gotten me pretty good here. But we're fine for now.
대단한 능력을 가지고 있다. 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나
Alright.
오늘만 한답니다. 가치 없군. 가치 없군. 죽어라.
Perfect, done. Unless there's more, like if we had to get to like, if it's just pure combat after these, then we might do those. But if not, we'll probably just call it. We'll see what the next note is. Let's see.
청소부가 다녀가고 날이 밝으면
Yeah, so
죽은 자의 흔적을
I did learn that there's like another 10 notes I have to do, like technically 11 because it ends at 8:19. But I think I'm going to call it just because I am fucking tired. Like I am like literally about to fall asleep and pass out. So we'll resume this on Saturday because that is the next time I'll be able to stream. Probably in the evening because I have something going on in the afternoon. But yeah, Saturday would be the next time I have the stream, so we'll be resuming then at that time. Same time as before, probably a little earlier, so either like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern time, either on Twitch or YouTube. But either way, we will be back then. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.